on patrol, in the backseat of the Dodge Durango. It's the Bob and Pat Show, it's time to roll. Let's show where my police is supposed to go. Spreading beats throughout the streets every weekend. Let's devote to live on patrol, in the backseat of the Dodge Durango. It's the Bob and Pat Show, it's time to roll. Let's show where my police is supposed to go. Spreading beats throughout the streets every weekend. Let's devote to. It's 9:11 p.m. We're ready to embark. Backseaters join the feed. The Durango was sitting park. When Bob decides to speak, you know it's fixing to start. He gives a recap of the week, then we dip off into the dark. All of a sudden,
I got a call of a male starting to fight on University, and there the caller says he's wearing white.
We headed there for sure. Whether on dry roads or clear ice, approach the intersection, you'll hear Pat saying, "We're right." There's more than cheese dogs and Mountain Dews. You'll see action. If there isn't, you'll see Bob and Pat's community interaction. They just trying to bridge the gap between the citizens and police. Don't take my word for it. Hop in. We said the OC. Live on patrol, in the backseat of the Dodge Durango. It's the Bob and Pat Show. It's time to roll. Let's show where my police is supposed to go. Spreading beats throughout the streets every weekend. Let's devote to live on patrol, in the backseat of the Dodge Durango. It's the Bob and Pat Show. It's time to roll. Let's show where my police is supposed to go. Spreading beats throughout the streets every weekend. Let's devote to.
I mean, it sounds cliche-ish, but I think we're both the types who, at one point, we would have paid to do this. We would have paid them to let us do this job.
Well, that's true. And just to add a little humor, when we first got hired, we pretty much didn't get paid much. Welcome back to Live on Patrol. Live on Patrol. Thanks for being here. Pat Scott on the right here, master of analysis.
Count of clear rights.
30 plus years at the St. Paul Police Department. Jellybean Joe is not here in the back seat, I'm afraid to tell you, young viewers, because he's taking a vacation day. Can't say where he's going, but he's listening. I think he's probably listening. Although knowing Joe, he's probably having a glass of wine while he's listening. Don't you think?
Oh yeah.
We'll have him call in later. To tell us what he's up to. And if you're a new listener, my name's Bob Fletcher. I have the pleasure of serving as the Ramsey County Sheriff. I spent 20 years with the St. Paul Police Department. Actually, more than 20. I don't know the exact number. But, and another 16 now 18 with the Sheriff's Office. So thanks for joining us. Been obviously a busy week in the Twin Cities here. We're in Minnesota. We're in the Ramsey County, which is the capital county. They have the capital city of St. Paul in our county, and then numerous suburbs that the Sheriff's Office patrols as well. So, of course, the Sheriff's Office runs the jail, book about 30,000 prisoners each year from Ramsey County, and court services, apprehension units, narcotics, and then, of course, a major patrol operation out in the suburbs. But, of course, our mobile field force, civil disobedience, preparedness teams have been working all week. Until yesterday, every officer was working 12-hour shifts for 8 days straight, and hoping of curtailing any violent destruction of property or injury to people. Pleased to say that there was little or none following the guilty verdict of Derek Chauvin. Of course. Hey, how are you guys?
Good, how are you?
Good to see you. Nice to see you.
Good to see you guys.
Hey guys, have a great
Thanks for
day.
your services.
Thank you. Of course, the death of Dante Wright, of course, complicated law enforcement's activities, but we're not going to spend a lot of time talking about those activities. I would really appreciate if everybody operated with kindness and not be critical. This isn't a place to be critical of others or name calling. This is kindness on patrol, and Yeah, yes, we will have to
169.
at some point make arrests, use force when necessary, but we don't need to do that in the social media context.
Exactly.
I
911.
noticed one thing I want to say right off the bat, that I posted a picture of my class of 1977. You saw that.
Yes,
And-
I did.
And we're going to talk about some of the characters in that class. I came on with them. Your class was what, in 1980, right?
Yeah, we started in 79 and graduated in the winter, spring
we'll
of 80.
post Pat's picture next week and talk about the characters in his class. But we're going to talk about some of the ones of mine, of which Pat knows them all because he worked with them as well when he came on. And but I got to tell you, Pat, what one of the reasons I posted that is I was flipping through some internet pages, and I happened to catch that picture because that picture is on a web page that I had during the campaign.
Okay.
And I was looking at all those names, and you know what struck me?
Tell me.
There's a really good group of human beings.
Oh, yeah.
And there's not one person in there that abused the rights of another human being. Oh, well, let me put it this way. No one was ever accused of that in that group. There were a couple that ended up getting fired for indiscretions that were bad choices on their behalf. Not in terms of use of force complaints, but it's the sad part is, yes, there are some bad police officers, just like there's some really rotten carpenters.
Yeah.
I would say there's even more rotten dentists based upon my experience. But for the most part, the people that I started with were a lot old school like you and I are now, right?
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
And I can't comment on every class since then, but I can tell you that those were people, obviously, well, back then we had a city residency rule when I started. Might not have been there when you were there.
No, it had just left.
Just left, but...
I was a city resident the whole time, but...
Yeah.
On the job.
Back then, all were in our class, city residents, but more than that, there was just some good people, and as I mentioned many times, we're looking for a broad spectrum of skills and personalities, and we got it in that class. You can tell. So when we get some slow time or stop, I want to talk about some of the people that are in there. But just in that front row, I remember, I'm not looking at it right now, but I remember Gary Rivet. Remember Gary Rivet?
Talk about true community policing.
Absolutely.
That guy was it.
And by the way, somebody asked a question. We had a red platoon and a blue platoon. So there was two different groups. And Jim Charmoli was the sergeant of the red platoon. Never was there a finer police officer than James Charmoli.
Oh, he was amazing.
Just a wonderful human being.
169.
And Jim Fecky was the blue platoon sergeant, I think. I'm pretty sure. And talk about an outstanding investigator, and worked in homicide and sex crimes for some time. And then Mark Shields and Mike Smith were officers in the group.
Ah, okay.
And Mark Shields went on to be chief of staff for one of the mayors. He was the head of American Security. He was the head of the Post Board. Long career. Mike Smith went on to be a senior commander. Just a really quality human being. And of course, John McCabe was the lieutenant in charge of the unit at the time.
Okay.
But somebody mentioned Mamie Singleton in the front row. Just a really good person, and still today helping kids, working with kids. And she had this pilot program where she's teaching them how to be pilots too.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, good person. But someone said, oh, that's Melvin's dad, the mayor's dad. Just 2 points. Number one, the mayor's dad was not in that class. All right. But those people that are critical of Melvin Jr. really should hold their comments, because I did work with Melvin Jr. as an officer when I was in training, and he was a good cop. He may not have been as aggressive as some younger cops, but that was the nature of the time then. Older cops weren't as aggressive, but that guy had a heart as big as gold. And Melvin Carter Jr. I worked with him in later years, worked with kids out at Boys Totem Town in the SOS program, and so we're not going to tolerate any criticism of Melvin Carter Jr. on here. It's just uncalled for. So those of you that threw some shots at the mayor's dad, let's knock it off. And the mayor might have some policy issues that we disagree with, but we're not going to take cheap shots at his father's service. Now, has his dad been more? Does his dad not believe in the police as much as Pat and I do? Probably true, right? Now,
True.
But people change in their older years, and they look at things differently, and that's his right. But don't doubt his service to the community.
Absolutely not.
As a time as a police officer, so
His dad was. He and I were partners on the Rice Street beat.
that's right. That's right.
Yep. And we were partners together during our infamous
Right.
Como
the right.
Park.
Oh, that's right.
Arrest
Yeah, that's right.
and at the Rice Street riot of that year.
Yep. Yeah. No, I liked working with him. He's a nice personality.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So how's our picture look?
Looks pretty good. It's a little hazy out.
It looks. Is that because of outside or because we haven't cleaned the lens? It looks like it's hazy out there, though, right?
It is hazy outside. I noticed that when I
That's too
went
bad.
back and forth in the office tonight.
Oh, you did. Okay. I'm just glad it's not raining.
Yeah, definitely.
So also in that front row, I remember Rich Muniz. Rich Muniz, he doesn't even look like himself.
Oh, I know.
But Rich Muniz went on to marry. Well, first of all, he went on to be an outstanding homicide investigator.
Yep.
Just an outstanding investigator, and he married Nancy DePerna, who went on to be. Nancy was in a later class, married a younger woman, of course, not a lot younger, because she and I were at Hamlin together. And she became an assistant chief.
Yep.
Of the department.
And a really good one.
Yep, a good person. So Rich Muniz was there, and I'm just talking off the top of my head now. I can remember what people said. We'll look at the picture later. But Bob Mercado was in on my class. Bob Mercado, his brother Greg, came on a year or two later. But Bob Mercado was a good cop, weightlifter, man. He could pinch the weights.
Oh, yeah.
And he bought the best steakhouse over there on Wiper Avenue, I think, right? Up in Hillcrest.
I think it was the Payne Avenue one.
Maybe it was.
I could be wrong.
I don't know. Yeah, you might be right. But I used to play softball with Greg. He was an old A1 team guy.
Yep.
In those days. And I saw somebody posted from Recruit Grove's wife, because Jim Grove used to, whenever we talked, we had to say Recruit Fletcher, Recruit so-and-so when we raised a question. But Recruit Grove had the best sound to it. So by the end of the class, we were all going, Recruit Grove, Recruit Grove, Recruit Grove. Jim Grove, he did a great job.
The call did come in 41 meters.
I think he ended up working with Daryl Olson out there in the west sector.
Daryl Olson, and then when Daryl got promoted, he and Rick Klein.
Yes. Oh, yeah, and that's right. And he was with that night of Dorothy's ordeal.
Yep.
And and I'm going to go through it. My picture is there. I am in the back row. Somebody said nobody smiled in that picture. Back then, it wasn't popular to smile, right?
Exactly. And there were a lot of mustaches.
Oh, there was, yeah. There's a lot of mustaches. In the front right there, I remember Lisa Millar, one of the smaller women that was there. Lisa Millar, went on to become a commander at the police department, and she married Mike McGinn.
Yep.
Mike McGinn was another senior commander at the department, went on to serve in the United States, or the Minnesota Senate, I think. Could have been legislature. I think it was the Senate out there in Egan. But Lisa Millar became Lisa McGinn. And we'll kind of go through who's where in those pictures. Pat's not in there, though. Pat's class was later. That's only the class of 1977. Greg Keel and Bob Ward are in there. Keel
The
Ward,
Blues Brothers.
The Blues Brothers working Selby University. They were classics, weren't they?
Yep.
Yeah, you try to look at it if there's any comments there. I think it is hazy out. I don't think it's us.
It's we've been assured by one of our tech whizzes that it is most definitely the haze.
But I guess the moral of the story is there's 30 years of experience and 50 plus people there. That's, in my rough math, 1,500 years of cumulative experience. And 2,000 hours a year minimum. You know, so that's a lot of hours of service.
Most definitely.
Without any major incidents. And it's just important to remember sometimes that there's an awful lot of cops out there. I think about 8,000 in Minnesota, working every day just to keep the community safe, right?
Yep.
Trying to think of some other. I mean, I could go through all the names, but I want to wait till people can see where they were. But
Right.
But some of the funny stories. I forgot about Bob Kumagai. I was looking at the picture today. Bob Kumagai's in there.
Yep.
Did a nice job. Good investigator. I think he was Japanese, correct?
Yes.
Or one of, I think he
Japanese
was the
American.
first
Yep.
Japanese American police officer for the city of St. Paul. A lot of diversity in that class. Oh, by the way, I'm not 100% certain if that's him. But somebody asked how many are still working. Well, John Harrington was in my class. And I think that's John Harrington standing next to Greg Majors. If it's not, then he's not in there.
Oh, okay.
So I'm pretty sure that's him, unless he missed that day. But Greg Majors, handsome black guy with glasses on in that picture, he was in that movie that I was talking about, Jingle All the Way.
Oh, yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
him and a couple other guys in that group there were in the Jingle All the Way movie. And but John Harrington, it wasn't our class, and he and I are the only two still actively involved in law enforcement. Oh, somebody mentioned Kojak, Bob Ashton. Bob Ashton is in that group. Remember Bob Ashton working down? He was always down by the river trying to keep you Cretan kids from having drinking parties down there on the river. So did a good job out there. People would say, "Oh, here comes Kojak." And every once in a while, I worked the A1 district. He'd ask for help, so we'd go down there and help him clear out Crosby, Hidden Falls, etc. So. Pat Finnegan's there too, and in the blue platoon. Pat was one of my first partners. We came on together, an Irishman, and loved working with Pat. Just a great family man, great person. Him and I and Bob Luna would rotate on a two-person car.
Okay.
We were almost all two-person cars back then. But one thing I would say about Pat is, I was a young 22-year-old Hamlin grad. Pat had a little more seasoning than me.
Mm-hmm.
He taught me how to swear like an Irishman.
You could definitely do that.
And he's very involved with the Emerald Society, and really did a lot to give back to the community. Mike Moorhead's on that picture, in that picture too. And what, you know, we're in the academy together every day for 4.5 months, and in the evenings we're getting to know each other pretty well. And you know, but here's the thing: if you get a reputation,
it stays with you.
They're not going to let you go. So every time, Mike Moorhead's dad was an officer as well, and Mike was a good cop, great cop. But in the academy, he used to always have a lot of questions.
and let me guess. Usually, right when you were about to go to lunch.
Yeah, exactly. So his nickname was 2 questions, because he would never ask one. Okay, Recruit Moorhead, 2 questions. So his nickname was 2 questions.
That's funny.
Oh, 2 questions. Rick Zazada's in that picture. Rick and I used to race for the crown of the. And he smoked 2 packs a day, man. He still was in great shape. Great shape. Just so many fond memories of those guys, you know.
Right.
So we're over on Payne Avenue. Not a ton of calls, but we're expecting there will be some. There was a little bit of rain all day here in Minnesota. It's 46 degrees. Make sure we got our 6 radio frequencies that we're monitoring. We're on the east side, so we're on frequency, St. Paul's frequency 3. Pat's logging into the CAD. The computer-aided dispatch. So we did arrest a couple carjackers here a couple days ago up in New Brighton. They carjacked a car up in Little Canada. 2 guys were pursued by New Brighton, and they bailed from the car into the park and then eventually into a hotel, and they were arrested by the squads up there. It's a great piece of police work. You're going to read an article.
Yeah, they recovered a gun too.
Yep.
The gun they used.
You're going to read an article in tomorrow's paper, if you haven't already tonight, about, we didn't mention this last week because we knew they were investigating it, but the St. Paul Police Department arrested and charged a guy that shot at an unmarked police squad last week. They were able to find the car. It had been rented out, determine who the rentee was, determine who the rentee was. So some great police work there. He's charged in there. You can see it in the St. Paul Pioneer Press. Mara Godfrey did a nice story about it.
I've got a copy of the criminal complaint with me.
Okay. And I don't know, Pat might have some more. To be honest with you, it's been a busy week for me, and I'm also, as you probably will see in tomorrow morning's paper, I'm still in a budget battle with the Ramsey County Board over our funding for this year. We had a mediation yesterday. It was an all-day mediation between us and the county manager's office. Our argument is that we're $2.5 million short, really. Half of it from what they cut us for the budget, half of us what we need because of civil disobedience preparation. They would not move $1.
Really?
Very disappointing mediation. They would not move $1. Usually you go to a mediation and, we moved, several $100,000 and try to find some middle ground and save the taxpayers the money of an actual hearing. But, so that was Thursday. So today I sent over a board action. The bottom line is we have spent in civil disobedience preparation because of the Capitol siege and the FBI telling us we have to protect our institutions, and of course the Chauvin trial and the Dante Wright incident, and the inauguration, we've spent $750,000 in personnel time. And the city of St. Paul, it's got to be 4 times that. Got to be at least, I would say 4 or 5 million. So, this is all with the approval and understanding of the county manager's office that we would do what it takes to protect the county. But they would not agree to reimburse us for our spent money this year. So we've got $1.5 million cut from that they imposed, and now a refusal to pay for civil disobedience preparation. So you can imagine what a financial crunch that puts us on. So we're going to continue to use everything possible, but the right thing, it's just, I don't really believe it's the county board. There are a couple county board members that might feel that way, but for the most part, this is the county manager trying to exert his authority, and clearly he's not pro-law enforcement. So
That's unfortunate.
So you have to be able to see the difference between law enforcement's obligations during this time and other departments in terms of what's going on in America. If you can't draw that distinction, you shouldn't. But I just think it's part of this effort to defund law enforcement, and it's shameful. It really is shameful. You're going to see that quote in tomorrow morning's paper. I just think the county manager's behavior toward law enforcement is shameful. And, we got a lot of officers trying to keep people safe. There is a price to it.
Absolutely. I don't understand the extreme movement of the defund crowd. There's a lot of things that need reforming, and police are constantly reforming and adapting to community expectations.
There you go. That's it.
But that's been ongoing since the day I started this job. There have been different policing strategies, different community policing and engagement strategies. We're constantly evolving.
Yeah. I don't hear, and we work with a lot of people from the communities of color. I don't hear a request to defund the police. As a matter of fact, I hear a request to keep us safe because we don't like the crime.
Absolutely.
373 investigate.
Sorry about that.
373.
I'll move this one to 2.
Okay, maybe we'll take that off scan or something. I'll go on 1 on here. I gotta reprogram this because we had all those special channels that were programmed before.
Copy 2142.
Yeah. So I think some of these elected officials think they're playing to the trendy, the new trendy. How's it going?
Hey,
What's
how are
going
you?
on? Thanks for saying hi. Thank you.
Thank you.
Squad 274, copy and route to the area check on dangerous condition at Jefferson Avenue and Victoria Street South for a white Lamborghini or Ferrari that had been showing off at St. Paul Tap and sped through the area. Requesting an area check. No longer seeing
I washed this windshield, so I know it's not it.
No, it's there.
Both sides.
There's a definite haze in the air. I think all things considered, the picture looks pretty good. I'm looking at the Facebook right now.
So, I'll tell you what, when you read, maybe somebody can post that, when you read that story, I don't know if it's there, but we're collecting comments to send to the county board about, funding the sheriff's budget. The sad part is, if we don't get the funding, we'll end up laying people off, but then we'll also end up slowing the court system down. The courts will go to snail's pace because obviously we can't stop people from working in the jail and patrolling. We'd end up cutting back on our court services.
Yep.
So everything can move slow.
Be at 7th and Watershed.
But here's an email that
Alpha.
it's just sheriff comments. 2 words put together. Sheriff comments at co.ramsey.mn.us. So that's where we're collecting comments to forward to the county board regarding the article that you're going to read. So read the article and then forward any ideas, thoughts to sheriff comments at co.ramsey.min.us. You can always send them to your commissioner too. I mean, feel free to send them to your commissioner or the county manager, but we'll take the comments here and collect them. It's good for us to kind of know what's going on as well. But this is what government is about. Public debate and discussion about what type of services people want.
Yep.
So this isn't as people saying, well, why are you guys arguing? Well, because that's how the public finds out what the differences of opinion are. If your elected officials are never disagreeing, you got a problem.
Yes, indeed. And it gives an opportunity for the public to weigh in and give their opinions.
There you have it. And ultimately, we should be representing the people of the community, not just telling them, not just handing down decisions from on high.
Well, Bourne's is back open after a week's hiatus.
272.
272.
All the National Guard members are gone from our facility. I think most of them all returned to their homes, right?
I believe so. I believe so.
Tell. I don't know that the troopers ever deployed those ones from out of state that were coming from Ohio. I think they got here, but I don't think they ever deployed them.
Oh, AJ Bayless wanted me to be sure to say hello to you.
Hello, AJ.
One of our regular backseaters, James Martinez, had his birthday on the 16th. Happy birthday, James. Oh, and our friend Carol Hartman. Her son, Jordan, and his significant other, Katrina, had their first baby on my birthday, April 13th. That's a good day to be born, let me tell you.
That is awesome.
Liliana was a healthy 5 pounds. Wonderful.
Yep, there's nothing better than being able to say that everything's healthy.
Oh, and Jolene Longben. Happy birthday to your son Mike, who's a huge fan of ours.
373, code 4.
I've met him several times, and he's an amazing young man.
He watches?
Yes, he does.
Was that Dave's kid?
Or
not?
No, I believe Jolene and Dave are cousins.
Okay.
And his birthday is tomorrow. So happy birthday, Michael. Have a great one.
You know, even if I was blind,
Bravo 744 MBOT.
I would know that Bourne's is open.
Bravo 744.
Yeah, there's an odor in the air of some herbal product. So Mike Younger's one of our techno wizards.
Yeah.
Said the temperature's 46, the dew point is 44 degrees, the humidity is 91%.
Really?
He says that is prime for haze and fog and buffering. So yeah, we are.
wants to race, but I don't know if we can catch him. But was it like a Magnum? Did you see it at all?
Was it silver?
No, it was like a light blue. Well, like a
Okay.
light bluish silver.
You know, I was reading the shout out and I didn't, or the stuff from Mike, and I didn't see it.
I don't know. I mean, he went flying by, man, but I don't know if we can catch him without endangering someone else. So we'll just take a look, but because maybe he's just stopping. What the hell was that, Pat?
Oh,
Did we run over a bottle?
didn't sound like a bottle.
We didn't get shot at, did we?
No.
Okay, good. There's the Magnum in the right lane up there. You see it?
Yep.
Tail lights on.
Yep.
Just watch up there if you can keep an eye on where the lane he goes to, in case he's going right. I think he did turn right, didn't he? On Maryland?
I think so.
Yep, he's not up ahead, so he went right. Foundry. We're gonna try to catch up to this car, this Magnum that went flying by us, but I'm not that great at cars. Pat is the car man, but he was doing birthdays. So
That hit in front there?
looks like see the one that hit the brakes again?
Yep, that's the one I'm thinking of.
Yeah. Loud muffler besides speed. Let's just see where we're going.
373, you code 4.
Way up there?
No,
You don't think he's way up there on the bend?
no, that's
No?
that's
What?
I can't think of what it is, but it's nothing like a Magnum.
You sure the one I'm talking about?
Better keep going and make sure the one with the real long tail lights.
No. Ahead
Oh.
of that.
Oh, okay.
Ahead of that.
My bad. Oh yeah, I think you're right. The one that just changed lanes.
Yep.
Turn on Westminster.
I think that's it. I'm not positive though, but I'll know when I hear the muffler. I'll go, So if that is a Magnum, you're going to be impressed, aren't you?
I am going to be impressed. I think it's a 300 though.
Yeah, you could be. But the same engine, right?
Yep.
Looks like they're together, wouldn't you say? The odds of
Yeah, I'd say the odds are pretty
Let's
good.
get the plates first before we try to do anything. Well, there's a problem. That is the car, though. Let's let him park. Can you grab that one or not?
310 VUJ.
Take the high ground, huh? You see him? He hasn't turned in yet.
He stopped in the middle of the lot.
Well, he's on the left there, right?
Right?
Yeah. The other car is with him.
The other car lives right here.
Okay. Where are we at?
1336 Mississippi.
Guy or girl? Is that guy getting? Is that a four-door?
Yep.
Well, I think we're just gonna follow him a little bit, take him away from here, and then stop him. See what type of speed. So there's no plate on this car, obviously. In Minnesota now, everybody has to have a temporary tag. And it is, it almost looks like there's something, I don't know exactly. Window up. Obviously there's more tension out there in the air than there used to be. So, yeah, I think he's with them too, huh?
Read that one off to me if you can. Got 00.
I think it's 27 after that, but it's
7312, right?
yeah, yes.
And that should be. Getting a red, but not on the car.
Yeah. All right. So is that a 300?
Yes. Blue or silver?
You know, when it came by the first time, I thought it looks like a dirty silver, though, right?
I thought so.
Is that kind of a? It's kind of like a silver, right, or a gray?
I think so.
It's an SRT too.
Oh boy.
I think I'll go 160.
You're clear right.
Plus, it's clearly got some pipes adjusted and adapted for. There's not a standard muffler on there.
Still clear right.
Case number.
Everybody needs gas. That's the beauty of America, isn't it?
081754.
Can't go anywhere without gas.
Okay, thank you. You're welcome. 2156.
Oh, nice. You ready?
Yep.
How's it going?
Well, you were speeding on Rice Street. We followed you all the way from Rice Street. Plus, more importantly, you got no plate on. Can you tell us about the car? Well, you were speeding on Rice Street. Yeah, over the hill there. We followed you you were flying up Rice Street.
360.
360.
I wrote the other see. One don't know. Yeah.
2400 you're looking for us?
Squad, we're looking for your location and your status.
Yeah, I'm at the Speedway here in Arkwright. In Maryland, everything is code 4. Just hold the car over. Did I hit a button or what?
Negative, we're just saw that you ran a party and we're just checking your status.
We're all good. Thank you.
2203.
All right, so that young man has his family in the car with him. He is very apologetic for driving fast. He got a brand new Chrysler 300. That's very fast. We did, however, tell him we're going to mail him a ticket. So he's getting a ticket in the mail. But with all the COVID that's going on right now, I don't know when he's going to have to appear in that, but pleasant guy, no serious driving record.
Very pleasant guy.
Very pleasant guy. I don't know why they were checking on us, but I don't think it's one of the ones.
I wonder if it was that prior car I ran where
a red
somebody
popped up.
Yeah.
Was it a cops alert or?
No, it was just a similar birthday warrant that had nothing to do with the car, actually.
Just got the car. Actually, we've been running into a lot of cars being purchased out of North Dakota. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, yeah.
The same type, good quality cars. Just a lot of that group crossing the street at one time.
I came down Payne on the way in, and I saw a group of about 8 folks. Looked like they might be on like a neighborhood watch kind of thing.
Okay. Or maybe just like going from house to house or something. Or?
Could be.
No. Said he was in a hurry. I don't know if that speedway closes at 10, but he thought it did.
Ah, okay.
Said he was in a hurry to get to the speedway. After they picked up the guy that wanted to go to the speedway. Cute little 5-year-old in the back, huh?
Yeah, very much so. Guy said he knew me from somewhere. He wasn't familiar with our live on patrol feed. He decided maybe it was
When he was younger?
When he was younger, and when I stopped at Willard's.
Oh yeah, could have been. Speaking of knowing people, and then back to the class, Freddie Slemons was in that class. Freddie Slemons, and there were a lot of people said, well, I was too young, I wouldn't know anybody in that group. But if you were in elementary school in St. Paul, you knew Officer Fred Slemons because he was the original Officer Friendly.
Absolutely.
Officer Friendly, Fred Slemons. Go around to the elementary schools. We had the DARE program for the 5th and 6th graders and the GREAT program for junior high, but for elementary, we had Officer Friendly. I don't know why we don't do that stuff anymore. It's kind of sad. Officer Friendly, Fred Slemons.
That was a great program.
What a guy. What a guy. Fred Slemons. The other piece of friendliness and jovialness, you worked with him, Joe Jenkins. Joe Jenkins was in there too.
No, Joe was in my class.
Oh, he was in yours.
Yeah,
Okay.
Joe was in my class.
I was thinking he was in mine because I worked with him over on the west side. He got his squad car stolen once.
Yes, he
Remember
did. And he chased it on foot for a while.
Fired a few. I think he fired a few rounds at it too. I don't know if that was exactly the best police procedure, but
It's a different time.
yeah. That's embarrassing getting your squad car stolen.
Oh, I just got a question. No, Frank Schweitz no longer owns Willard's. He sold it to a wonderful couple from the neighborhood, Kurt and Arlene Favors,
Yep.
who were doing a great job running it.
By the way, I had lunch here today. Your Russo's.
What'd you have?
I had the mostaccioli and probably a loaf of bread.
Oh, they've got amazing bread there.
Freddie Russo was here. Love their food. They during the pandemic they've been closing down for lunch during the week, but they're starting to open up again, and so they were open today for lunch. And love their pasta, best pasta around. I would just say that they have a buffet. When the pandemic's over, they'll have the buffet. But the other thing about your Russo's, you want to find some history about the Italian community, Sweet Hollow, and the immigrant communities moving to this the lower Sweet Hollow.
Mm-hmm.
Like, come here because the pictures are on the wall. Give yourself an education just by taking some time looking at the pictures.
There was another Italian restaurant on
Gino's.
the east side of the bar, east side of Payne Avenue.
Right here.
Right? This was it.
Gino's. Pretty sure it was Gino's.
I like that spot, too.
Parents used to bring me here. Well, I don't know what it was when we were, but there was one right there when I was little. My parents used to take us down there. Gino's Italian. Not hearing a lot of calls out here, Pat.
No, it has been a refreshingly quiet night.
Oh, I don't know. I gotta see if. .10 here.
Interesting.
Where's that from? Could be. We had a Mac 10 on his shirt.
I think I'm going to do some birthday shout-outs if that's good with you.
No, let's hold off. No,
Hold off on those for a little bit?
Because if you're looking at the birthdays, you won't see some stolen car drive by us. Let's just see if we can find. Because if it's slow now, it could really get slow later.
Or it could be the calm before
How's
the
it going
storm.
tonight? Have a good one. Summer's on the way.
Nice to see ya.
You too. Thank you. God bless.
Bravo 431, you don't see it.
Bravo 431, have a good night. 2213.
I don't think we ever made it down on Hudson last time we were out.
You know, for those of you that aren't from St. Paul, let me just say that one of the great things about this county and this town is how, for the most part, all the different ethnic and racial groups get along.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there are shootings between rival gangs, don't get me wrong. I mean, but they're generally not based upon ethnic or racial tension, you know?
Correct.
We don't have, you know, like some cities have Latino gangs or fighting with black gangs. I mean, we have communities that really get along and are tolerant. The reason I mention that is we just heard a bunch of voices there. Those are clearly maybe Corinne family members. That wasn't Hmong they were speaking.
Yeah, I think you're right.
The Corinne. So we're just, St. Paul is just made up of immigrant communities from the Germans and the Poles.
Squad 288, copy en route to the area check on disturbance, 49 Harriet Island Road.
The
for
Italians,
vehicles allowed no
the
further speed on the
Swedes.
road. 2214.
And of course, you know, more recently, the Hmong community in the 70s, the Somali community in the 90s, the Korean community now. I mean, we have a lot of different diversity, and for the most part, everybody gets along.
Yeah. I think for the most part we have a very, very welcoming community in
Yeah.
St. Paul. A little bit of a crowd at both spots.
Where did the phone go? Oh, it's down here. Is that mine or yours?
That is yours.
Okay. There's not a ton of people out tonight, though, is there?
No, there's not.
I'm a little surprised. We're down here on Earl and Old Hudson with the Cheers, the former. What is this called?
What's the one up there?
FHX 226.
Good grab.
Foxtrot Hotel X-Ray 226. This is the St. Paul Saloon here, right?
Yes. And that was the Mounds Park. Mounds Park Inn. Not on file.
FHX
Yep.
226.
Yep. Oh, now it's coming. Gray Mazda 6,
Yeah.
Avon, Minnesota.
Gonna head down through St. Paul here. Surprisingly, it's a little bit quieter than we anticipated, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Bar closing here at 11, though. Well, should probably get up to the Foundry at some point. Last week we were at the Foundry. We were talking to a guy that we ran into the Holiday gas station a little bit, half hour later, and 45 minutes later he was dead. We mentioned that. I think we mentioned that on Monday, but last Friday, Darius Brown in those day glow shorts ended up.
Can you check the intersection for a vehicle heading this gentleman at Lexington Anthony, please?
Copy.
He ended up in
174
a
to
domestic.
162. I think those cameras are operated by the state patrol. You're probably to get a hold of them.
Dispatch checking with State Patrol for the cameras there.
We have transmit on 2 for a minute. 2400, not sure if you had us out, but we're clear.
Copy, clear at 2219.
Oops.
So our text number, folks, once again is 651-252-1871. 651-252-1871.
And the email is questions@liveonpatrol.org. Questions@liveonpatrol.org. That's for us. If you want to comment on the story in the paper, sheriffs. Oh, what the heck was it? Sheriffs or sheriff? Yeah, sheriff comments at co.ramsey.min.us. We're coming across the 3rd Street Bridge, which quickly turns into Kellogg Street, downtown St. Paul. Underneath us, of course, are all the railroad tracks for that railroad tour we gave you.
2221.
On the left is where the passenger trains come into the St. Paul Union Depot. I guess the Oscars are going to be at the Union Station in Los Angeles instead of the Chinese Theater.
Oh, really?
Maybe I misunderstood that. I don't know. That could be a Jimmy Kimmel joke. But because you see him last night, you see him ask those people how they felt about the Oscars. Of course, the Oscars haven't occurred, and they know nothing about the Oscars, but they all pretend like they do because they don't want to be stupid. So he asked questions like, what do you think about Glenn Close giving credit to Satan for her success? Well, but anyhow, I did hear in the news that I didn't know there was a Union Station in LA. I've been to Chicago's and New York's,
Right.
And we have another one here. We just passed in St. Paul's Union Station. But I would like to see the one in Los Angeles.
haven't had a shout out from our friend up at Kellogg Square lately.
Well, I bet he's gonna laser you right now.
Just not my eyes, please.
He's never got you in your eyes.
No, never.
It's always behind.
He's just
us.
letting us know.
Behind us. You have a squiggly green line on the road before our cars.
What's happening?
That's him.
There he is.
He's up there. He's up there. Giving you a shout out. So, keeping an eye on this car to our right here. I just don't like the way that. And I'm going to stop. It's probably fine.
Yeah.
Sometimes you see cars following you. We went over the 9 million views on YouTube this last week.
Holy smokes.
Sometime tonight we'll go over the 3 million hours on YouTube.
That's unbelievable.
So backseaters, thank you, backseaters. I mean, that's just a bizarre number. 9 million views, 3 million hours. And that doesn't include any of the Facebook statistics. So, thank you.
Never did we imagine.
Some people out and about downtown here. That's good. Provide a little extra safety. A couple of them got their shoes off. Must have been a wedding. Must have had some uncomfortable shoes.
Too much dancing.
Yeah, my wife and I watched, every once in a while when we get time, we don't have a lot of time, we watched Legally Blonde last night. Okay.
Who's in that?
Reese Witherspoon.
Oh, yeah.
Really
That's
cute.
right.
It's the original one. We probably saw it years ago, but there's a scene in there where he's breaking out here. What was that, Pat?
I'm not sure.
Gonna go back around the block and hopefully it was something got thrown out of that car.
Yeah.
But there's a scene in there where boyfriend Warner's breaking up with her and she wants to walk home. And he says, "Come on, Pooh Bear, let me give you a ride. Come on, no." And she says, she's all dressed up because she thought he was going to propose to her. It's in the beginning of the show. She goes on to be her own lawyer and be smarter than him anyhow. But finally, he's driving alongside of her, trying to convince her to let him give her a ride. And he says, "You're going to ruin your shoes." So she gets in. Because she had the same kind of shoes, some dress shoes like that. You're going to ruin your shoes. Cute movie. If you've never seen Legally Blonde or Legally Blonde 2.
I really like Reese Witherspoon.
Yeah. That was one of her first ones. She's did a nice job. We're in downtown St. Paul. This is our main light rail station down here at 5th and Minnesota. In the summertime, it's not always peaceful, but the Metro Transit Police Department does a great job of keeping things under control. We don't see them usually. They're parked right here on the side.
Well, I guess it's going to be a mystery what that was.
There's something in the street, in the water here, in the street here. So what is that? got thrown out, I think. Oh, there it is. Is that glass or ice? I think they ran over it.
Oh, okay. That sounds like what that was.
Yeah. Oh, here's another one. There's two of them they threw out. But that one, that sound you heard was
2228.
the collapsing of a wild Irish rose bottle. Oh, here it is. Here's some more here. Wild Irish rose. At least we know we weren't getting something thrown at us. By the way, interesting little tidbit. I'm hoping tonight it isn't true. Hopefully, but our most frequent, the average most frequent watch time is 10:30 p.m.
Really?
Yep.
Okay.
And in terms of the not most frequent watch, but in terms of the most simultaneous viewers.
I got you.
10:30. And then some people actually go to bed. Candyland must have closed, huh?
We're going to have to get in there when they're open.
I just love that place.
Me too.
So we are, that's the landmark in front of us there.
Our 7th Street spots are today.
Yeah.
It's been quiet just about everywhere we've gone.
What else did I have to report on this week's activities?
What's that?
Trying to think of what else there was to report crime-wise. We've been so tied up with the other things that.
I've got a few things.
Well, you should pull them out. Where are they? People love your crime reports. Definitely. Crime reports are the way to go. Let me take a sweep through here, then we'll pull over and give the crime summary for the week. We just passed the XL Energy Center, where the Minnesota Wild play. And we're down here on by Cassetta's, Patrick McGovern's, Tommy Reed's, Downtowner, the Parlor.
What's been going on down here tonight?
Yeah, Burger Mo's. People are still wearing coats though. Winter's over, but summer hasn't quite arrived yet.
I was reading where Brian Ingram
Yep.
from the Hope
Yep.
Breakfast Bar and
Yep.
Noam
Yep.
opened up a spot in Keg and Case.
No, did he?
Yeah, where In Bloom used to be.
Oh, very fascinating.
Hockey game on.
Looks like a good crowd at Tommy Reed's.
Oh yeah. friend Russell Brown is on. I haven't noticed him on the last couple times. Welcome back, Russell.
My wife says you're the funniest guy on social media, Russ.
I think she might be right.
I don't know. Got a good wit with a dry humor. So, keeping this restaurant strip intact is top priority here for the sheriff's office. Letting them know we're down here to keep them safe. Looks like the garage doors are closed on the truck garage. Spot behind us too, huh? Or
Yep.
maybe not. All right, let's go with your crime update there, Master Pat.
And folks, no, we did not turn the radios down. There's just not a lot happening tonight, which is
hard to believe.
good for the city. Well, we talked about the carjacking of the Subaru Forester that ended up being, that was Monday night. We were out Monday night, and it happened when we were out.
Yep.
And that's the one that New Brighton recovered, made 2 arrests of 2 16-year-olds.
By the way, I'm going to just add a little bit to that. Strangely, what happened was there was a stolen van that these guys drove down 694 by Rice Street.
Okay.
And they pulled off to the edge of the freeway, jumped over the fence by Dock 86, and ran through Dock 86 lot actually, and then kept going and jumped over another fence to get to the address on Owasso where they carjacked the guy.
Oh.
But anyhow, we got video of them in the parking lot of Dock 86 before they went to carjack the guy.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and that was called in by a guy at Dock 86 that said, "Hey, I've seen something suspicious." That helped us tie everything together, which was nice.
Yep.
Yep.
So he saw something that that he didn't recognize as a crime, but just didn't feel right. So he called the police.
Yep.
And it made everything come together.
But as you mentioned, then they chased him a couple days later and caught him.
Yep.
In New Brighton.
I did not know that about the van.
Pat and I don't get to rehearse our content, you know. It's not like there's a practice session.
True that.
True that.
302. 302. You call console. You call console 32, please. Which console? Console 32.
There was an attempted carjacking of an Amazon driver at 599 Grand Avenue at about 4:30
I remember that.
on Tuesday. But she pushed the suspect down and got her vehicle away.
Good for her. Good for her.
Then,
Does that make her the queen of the Amazon?
I like that. Thursday night, up in the McDonough housing projects, a man shot at the caller's mother. There were bullet holes and casings found inside the unit, and
Squad 215, I copy route to disturbance at 306 Winifred Street East for
the man
construction
called
noises heard
in
the area, loud scraping noises, and backup alarms. Cars requesting to be
turned
seen
himself
and
in
assist.
and was booked for a felony firearm violation and felony possession of a firearm by a felon. And then, regarding the St. Paul sergeant who was shot at, the man who was eventually arrested was Jamoni Raekwon Blackstone, and they recovered a firearm during a search warrant at his home in North St. Paul, and he's been charged with attempted murder in the second degree, attempted murder in the second degree in the course of a drive-by shooting, and is being held on an extremely high bail at this time.
I don't know this for a fact, but I believe that his girlfriend or wife had purchased a 10mm gun for him.
Right. And she
at some gun store.
And actually had a permit to carry, and appears she would carry the gun for him to be able to use.
Yeah, which I just thought was kind of important to mention, because that kind of stuff happens nowadays, where there's a straw purchaser or an alternative person carrying it. How's the Facebook? Is it buffering at all? Or are we good?
Looking good to me.
Right now, is that where we're at? Or is that behind? I think that's back on Dale Street. That's what I was wondering.
We're a little bit behind.
17123. 2239.
Well, there's definitely a little bit of buffering. Oh, there we are. Getting closer. Just gonna turn around. I thought I heard some noise here from the bar here. I don't know if it's open, but in the parking lot. Oh, there we go. Just a couple people talking loud.
Heard Dixie's is closing down.
No way.
Yep.
Forever?
One of my favorite spots. Yep, forever.
Well, this isn't Dixie's. This is Sajia.
Sajia, but Dixie's is
the next one?
the front of the building.
That's what I thought. So
They're in there right.
Are they both closing?
I believe just Dixie's, but I'm not certain.
Okay.
I love Dixie's. I love
Let's
Sajia.
ask these people.
Hey
guys.
Are they closing down, Dixie's?
Everyone's shut down.
No, I mean, are they
Permanently?
Permanently?
Oh no, they were open till 9 o'clock tonight.
Okay, because
The tavern's open till 11.
I had read in the paper that Dixie's was going out of business.
They were open.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Thank you.
Yes.
All right.
Thanks
All
a lot.
right,
Have a
you
good
bet.
night, you guys.
Have a good
Thank
night.
you. Thank you. I still, knowing you, you're probably still, your information's probably reliable.
I just got a request for a sergeant to call data when you get a chance. Well,
We are on Grand Avenue. A lot of boarded up buildings.
A lot of people are saying we're having buffering issues. I'm going to check with our tech guy.
315.
Well, there's different neighborhoods that have different problems. Isn't that something?
74 Nevada for a burglary. Cop came home and somebody was in their house, which occurred 15 minutes ago. They chased the person off. Suspect dropped their cell phone. Suspect will be a black male in his 20s, 5'9", thin build, wearing a camo backpack. left southbound Arcade from Nevada.
That's interesting.
Copy.
That's very interesting.
Yeah, we're doing a lot of buffering.
Well, I don't really have a solution unless you want to try switching phones. There's not many people out here.
Yeah,
We can change neighborhoods. Let's try that for starters. I'll go up to University Avenue.
you know, Mike says there are definite issues.
But is it the location we're at, or is it? Well, there was an actual, right before the verdict, there was a main breakdown of the Verizon cable. We didn't mention it publicly, but no one knew exactly sure for why. So there was a redundant cable, but had the second one gone down, all Verizon would have gone out.
Wow.
In Minneapolis. So they got it repaired. That's why you have redundancy. This must be a bad spot right there on Grand Avenue below the curve of the hill.
Mm-hmm.
Cars here at Michi's house, but clearly not a big party, right?
No.
Of course, he doesn't usually get going till afterward, anyhow. After the bars close.
Right.
We're on Selby Avenue, eastbound from Victoria.
1182 Margaret Street on a suspicious vehicle. Will be an area check. Tan sedan, occupied ×2, was parked in front of the address and then sped off.
I don't know if it's our transmission though, because I can always, sometimes the delay for YouTube is different than the delay for Facebook, right?
Right. And
hey, if you haven't, I know it's 10:45, but if you haven't shared this live stream with your friends on Facebook, now would be a great time to do that.
327.
Bar closing coming up at 11, and most of our activity usually is after 11.
Reference an assault that occurred at 21:30 hours, 1708 Idaho.
get some messages that Facebook is having issues tonight, that it's not us, and that YouTube is working just fine.
2246.
Really? Well, we'll just do what we can do, I guess. Huh?
165.
Building appears secure. It's going to be false alarm with 171.
I'm open to trying some other phones. I mean, I love this iPhone 12 Pro Max that we're using, but I guess
Gives a great picture.
there's some Android phones that claim to have a good stabilization as well.
Oh, it's not.
I guess it wouldn't change. I guess we're on the T-Mobile network. We could try some different network too. That would be the other possibility.
Yeah.
Try the Verizon network. We're on Dale Street, just crossed the freeway. How's it seem now there, Sir Pat?
It looks good, and Mike says we're doing well.
Stay off Grand Avenue. your text from Chris? Do you see it now? Okay, bye. 112. Here we go. We might get a call tonight. Holy man.
995C in Elgin Street for a disturbance. Reported loud music coming from the first floor that's shaking the walls.
The music is shaking the walls.
No, not a huge call.
I'll put this one on 1. 1 is here. Two.
Wasn't there 2 people shot and killed in Minneapolis yesterday again?
I believe so.
I saw another thing about 2 people shot and killed in Minneapolis, maybe the day before.
And a lot of carjackings the last few days in Minneapolis.
Yeah, I've been working with John Choi and Chief Todd Axtell, to develop a strategy for the continuing
112.
carjacking problem. However, it's clearly certainly down.
Need to divert you instead to an in-progress domestic at 1260 Alameda Street. Caller's 16-year-old daughter punched the caller in the face and kicked the bedroom door in and broke a mirror. Our comp is saying the comp sprayed the daughter with a fire extinguisher and waiting for a description.
A lot of guys wouldn't have done it that way.
Well, it's worked very well.
Pull up that call, will you?
Yep. Foster daughter punched the caller in the face, kicked the caller's bedroom door in, broke the mirror, and the caller sprayed the daughter with a fire extinguisher.
Left one
yes.
block? Left 1 block? 2 blocks? 1 or 2?
1 or 2, I think.
North of block.
112. The daughter's name is Shaylin. Native and black female. Again, 16 years old, 5'3", heavy build, wearing a black T-shirt and black sweatpants.
Is anybody hurt
not
or
sure
not?
if she's still on
scene. Don't know of any injuries from the punch to the face, but here it is. No history of previous violence, but unsure how she would respond to the police.
Drove through the area, 171's not already again. Go ahead and clear. See you later.
Corner house.
Yep.
Copy. 7-1 will show you clear. 2251.
Yep.
Turn around.
171 copy. 2251.
Bravo 805.
Bravo 805.
Can you put me in a DOC, I can advise.
2252.
Watch for any updates.
Run through the alley and then we'll... Doesn't sound like there's an ongoing threat.
No, it sounds like
it's over.
Already occurred.
But is the daughter?
16.
Three 363. Check the needs.
Yeah, let's go to the door.
Two vehicles comp for the accident. Agency wants to pass it on.
Let's go make sure everybody's okay before the St. Paul car arrives. I'm sure they'll be here any minute. But as long as we're here, you can listen to the radio. We'll be back shortly.
Good. Me sending you a noise disturbance. Copy. That's
2400 will be out on Alameda. Yeah. Squad gets here.
Copy, 2254.
$91.74 is the air clear.
Affirmative.
We'll be out at 2444 Ronald, trying to make contact with the subject. We'll take checks and get an ambulance to stage mental health, stage till we're code for.
Copy 2444 Ronald, medics to stage at 2255.
Three one five. Case number, please. Case number 081792. 081792. Bravo 805.
Bravo 805.
Clear assistance.
2256.
Mm, 29 traffic.
29, go ahead.
We'll be at the McDonald's for Uni, there's nothing with the black Magnum with no plates.
McDonald's off Uni with a black Magnum, no plates, 2257.
$51.83, clear squad to assist.
Copy clear assist 2257.
One 12 out in the block.
2257.
$2400, we're code 4 in Alameda. We're just talking to the parties.
I'm separated. Copy. Code 4 with the parties were separated. 2058. Four 483 on the line. 2059. As well as 111. I'm going to start for that PCN. Copy. We're squad to assist. In Minneapolis, 504 4th Avenue South at the JDC. Minneapolis has a male, quite a pickup issued in their custody.
So we are, Pat and I did a little counseling there.
Well, he's already in custody. I can probably handle this one myself.
Let me just say, 16-year-old is a tough age, right?
For sure.
Bravo 382.
For a tough age, and
University all night.
every family's had issues.
They're all wearing masks.
Bravo 383.
Bravo
Trying to
382.
get
From
people to-
DOC. Code 4.
Bravo 382, copy 2300.
Oh, I'm glad nobody parked behind me.
Well, I can send her the fight call first, and then I'll head to that PCN. Yeah.
Hey, Mike, you can clear up the second cars here. Thanks.
Thank you.
Cope, how's it going, bud? Always a pleasure.
Cancel 327.
We are.
327.
Officer Topo does a really fine job out here. Really hard worker.
Good guy.
Hard and thorough. You know, he just, I've been with him on some traffic stops. He's a guy.
327 dispatching, you just take
He doesn't miss much.
That's a good thing.
And he's always, you know, we backed him up a few times, and he's always backing us up. I'm going to clear us from there.
174, can you put me on investigation 589 Dale Street North?
We'll go back to see if the walls are burging on St. Albans. $2,400, we're clear of Alameda.
I got this one on 3, I think. Yeah, I'm on 3.
I got a new strategy. You
Well,
will,
I'm coming there.
whatever the two will be at left, you'll always be the higher number.
I'll always be the higher number. Okay.
115, it's still ringing up voicemail. I'll call next.
We're brilliant. See, my original plan is whatever direction we're facing, if you're on that side of the car and I'm on that side. But there's a lot of variables to that, Pat.
So I'll be the opposite channel. So if we're on 3, I'll be on 1. If we're on 2, I'll be on 3.
You just always be the highest number left. Because if we're on 1, then you'll be on 3. If we're on 2, you're on 3.
Okay.
If we're on 3, then you're on 2.
Okay.
The highest number of left over.
I'm going to forget all of that.
You're the highest number. You're the count. Count, just like that Sesame Street. Count to 3. I'll be the Cookie Monster. So we go to the domestic, make sure nobody's hurting each other, just to stabilize it a little bit. But the call is actually...
Paramedics, so a 40-year-old male, conscious and breathing, looks like some facial contusions. Copy, area code 4.
But if you remember, on the way to... Before we got that call, that squad was detoured from this loud music call on
111 area code 4.
St. Albans, right? 995?
Yep, correct.
We are.
So it went back into pending.
Back into pending. Of course, there's been a lot of other calls here at 995 St. Albans. Correct?
For years and years.
Years and years. Let's see if we can hear the music.
Bravo 382 advised. Back to my detail.
Which one's, is that yours, 995?
Bravo 382, copy 2304.
Oh, mine's 81. Yours is 95.
Yeah.
Let's just see what we can hear. How old is this call, by the way?
It is... What time is it? It is about 20 minutes old.
I don't hear anything.
No.
Sounds like a suspect left in a black sedan northbound Albany.
What's that 111's call?
Suspect fled in a black sedan northbound Albany at 2305.
Oh. It's a fight call. They called for medics.
Yeah.
And they stole his phone. So they turned it into a robbery. Only vehicle description is black sedan.
Well, let's just see if we can get in that door. We don't even know if we can get in here, but we're going to run in there and see if we can.
It says buzz for entry.
Yeah. Well, let's just see. What apartment called? Well, you don't have to read it to me, but do we have it even?
Hang on here.
Yeah, this actually, the funny part about this, you see where it says caller there?
Oh, there we go.
I've had difficulty opening those windows. Oh, you got it.
And it's anonymous.
Let me just check to see if that door is open. You know how many times these things don't close properly?
Right.
Let me just check.
Can I get to see him?
Case number is 081-800.
Well, we're not getting in that door. I didn't really hear any music either. Although... I did hear some yelling.
It says to call the caller for entry.
But is there a number?
But it doesn't give me the whole number.
Yeah, that's the problem. We got to fix that because I got the same problem with mine. You can't see my old computer. Oh, there she is. Hi, did you call?
Live up watcher and
Oh.
seeing that you came to our address. There was loud music and there sounds like there's people screaming, but it's this apartment.
You want to let? Are you in there? Can you get us in?
Yeah.
We'll go in. We'll go in. All right. Let's go in and see if we can. Thanks for watching, by the way.
We'll be right back.
We'll be right back.
Scores 8196 and 8197.
8196.
97.
Windsor Court and County Road E Echo on a disturbance. Several juveniles in the area being loud and possibly breaking glass. No description.
96, copy.
97, go.
2309.
Squad 224.
224.
With 200 to copy. 1638 Rice Street. Bolski's Blue Saloon on fight. Group of 12 plus people fighting in the parking lot, throwing rocks. There's a male running around with a stick. The caller's refusing to answer further questions.
24 copy. 202 copies.
2310.
You can mark 995 St. Albans SNR. The music is now down.
Copy, 2311. 128, I'll show you a clip from that. Copy, thank you. 2311.
10-1.
All right, so anyhow, we went in there, we met a woman that was actually watching us when we came by, which was great. Thanks for greeting us. She wasn't actually the caller.
Yeah, I got a plate for it.
We did go in though, and
Have y'all working on plates, so holding the 10-1.
yeah, we got 10-1 going in Central. Okay. So the music was down. We did knock several times, but they didn't answer, but there was no loud music from the apartment that supposedly had the music, so disposition of the call is service is not required, or SNR. If we would have talked to somebody and told them to turn it down, we would have said the disposition is advised.
Looks like 2500 block of Edgerton.
What do we got?
Sounds like a traffic stop, but there's no real update on it.
If we were to assist them turning the music down, then it would be assisted.
Happy code 4, one custody.
Must have been an arrest on a traffic stop. Is that loose? Sure, the top one.
44. Oh yeah.
4483.
It loosened up a lot.
Could you recall this roll for a check or clarified?
Quieter than normal.
Yes, most definitely. Friday night.
Weather
Decent weather out.
Hopefully they're just sitting home watching Live on Patrol.
Squad 9813. Plate is going to be Delta November Sierra 754, going black to a 2005 black Honda Pilot. You're welcome to my here.
Well, I know the Australians are awake, and the British are just waking up.
165, go ahead.
Hey, couple fun facts.
225. It's going to be Dale and hopping with a white Chevy Tahoe, no plates.
80% of our viewers, live on 80% of the YouTube viewers are from the United States, and there are 97 other countries that watch Live on Patrol.
97
other countries.
Holy smokes.
The top 4 in order are Canada, United Kingdom, Australia, and Germany. Those are the top 4 besides the United States. Canada, United Kingdom, Australia, and Germany. So thank you to you Canadians, you Englanders, you Aussies, I guess Brits. Thank you to the Brits, right? That's the right term, Brits. And to the Deutschlands. Thank you for being our top 4.
Something just dispatched here.
This location?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What do we got?
Unknown male smoking marijuana on top of unknown vehicle in the lot and parked illegally.
Let me just say that this is
here we are.
Yeah, this is the largest number of cars we've probably seen here. Well, let's roll through. We're at the Holiday gas station, Ramsey, Pennsylvania.
Lots of folks.
Bar closing at 11. Is this the guy smoking the marijuana they're worried about?
There's absolutely no description whatsoever.
Well, they got some serious music going on. They got some serious music going on tonight.
Yes, they do.
Get out there in front. Show us the dance.
You can be on Facebook Live for about 10,000 people. Show those moves.
A couple weeks ago we were here, there was a stolen drove through. Or maybe that wasn't here. Where were when you saw that stolen? Was that on Rice Street?
Over by Willards.
Willards, yeah, that's right. Grotto. Well,
Traffic 30 way, 23.
this is the unofficial spot to hang out, right?
225
Yeah, definitely.
That's same thing.
Can you tip our camera a little lower? Mostly I want to be able to grab some plates if necessary. I think that's why I got loose. I think the bottom popped out of that secret spot.
Well, I gotta move it
I think you might have to tip it more.
Yep.
Version 2, we're going to get it better. But that's pretty good there, huh? I think of it. If it's loose, that's okay. Hey, guys!
What's happening?
What's going on? Living the
Gotta
dream?
love this weather.
Hey, did you guys know... Did you guys know... Did you know Darius Brown? He died last week.
We talked to... Indeed. We talked to him here that night.
He was
and we talked to him up at
Foundry.
the Foundry that night. Mine?
When I was young.
He was young.
See, now I got 5 grandkids.
No kidding.
So they make me an old
Congratulations.
I can say that now. You feel me?
Indeed.
What's everybody gonna do tonight? Is there anything going on?
Shit, man. As long as my girl got my grandkids, I'm going home to give me some of that.
Okay, well, make sure the kids are asleep.
Sit on here. Hey, sit on here. That's the best song you want to hear.
Take care, y'all.
So there is a call here pending, but nothing.
It's
really
actually
specific.
it was in pending right before that last call, and now it got just right after that last call, and it's been dispatched.
Squad 110, where you call it dispatch?
110, can I get a case number?
Jesus Christ.
Case number 081807.
There's a Charger with the stripe, or Challenger with the stripe.
Can you pull me as suspicious for Maplewood Drive, Calvary Collision, at 143 Comp Dwight David, cleared out of those?
Yeah, it's Indiana though. Golf Alpha Romeo 853. How's everything? How are you guys? You got the young ones out tonight, or they just look young? I said that you guys look so young.
Oh, I'm 27.
Not you.
Well, I'm 19.
Yeah?
I'm 25. I swear to God, I'm the little sis, but this my big sis.
Well, even if you're with an adult, we're not going to give you any grief. I was just wondering.
Wait, I'm 27.
Are you putting makeup on or what?
Yes.
Is there an
I got off work, so I look so blessed.
You look great. Is there an after party at Michi's house, or what's the deal?
The boom boom room.
I don't
What is
know.
it,
I'm
the
kind of
boom boom
wondering.
room?
Is there one? Are there any parties tonight or not?
No, is there?
I haven't heard of any. I think it's kind of that's
I
why.
don't even party.
I think that's why everybody's here.
I'll always be in the house. But I I come outside sometimes.
Well, hope you guys have a nice night. Just saw you put makeup on. I wasn't sure what you were doing there, but.
Clear advice and comment. I'm going to read around the gym first.
See you guys.
You bet.
Got that.
Westbound from 2710 Lakeshore Ave.
How's it going, partner?
How's it going?
Copy northbound.
Well, it must be slow because that DOC got 3 squads here, huh?
Yeah.
So it's...
Oh, 2166, this looks like it's going to be a robbery. They were running towards Little Canada Road.
2166.
Copy, it's going to be a robbery running towards Little Canada Road.
We should probably hustle out there.
Yep.
We got 3 squads here, so what do we got for a robbery up there?
One black male, one white male, one wearing a blue coat, the other's going to be wearing a red coat.
Copy, one black male, one white male, wearing a blue coat and a red coat.
That's the squad number. We got something on Lakeshore Drive. We got something on 61.
No, me and
Is it a
Little
county car?
Canada, 2166, I think he said.
Yeah, it's leaving the queue for a bit. That's the domestic push.
Yep. Call was at 2710 Lakeshore Drive.
Well, temporarily types at 2324.
So, read away there.
Yep. Okay, the caller heard a man screaming.
Man screaming.
2 males were running westbound from the address. It's going to be a robbery.
2166.
We got 2 neighbors that are also saying there's an additional male that went southbound from my location.
Copy, additional male that went southbound.
No, when I think about this new road here, I'm going to go this way.
Got a black male and a white male, blue coat and red coat.
Was there a gun involved? Does it say? Or?
2166, who knows if the white male is wearing the blue coat or the red coat?
2166. He says that he believes that both of them were black males, but he didn't get a good look at them. Just got a good look at the jacket.
So we are going to run out to Little Canada.
Copy, possibly both black
and
male.
assist on this robbery and looking for the suspects that ran.
2326.
2363.
2363.
Nothing in the comments about gunshots.
Got a blue Pontiac Golf Foxtrot Hotel 425 across the street running from the address. Looks unoccupied.
So we found a car across the street running.
Copy, blue Pontiac across the street from the address unoccupied.
That's good. So we're going northbound on Interstate 35 up to Little Canada Road, which is just a hop, skip, and a jump.
2165, we might as well start a perimeter. I will take Australia and Lakeshore, I believe, 2365. I've been south of 63 by here. We can get the people to the south.
2665. I can get someone to come hang with the victim and get his info, and I'll get a track started.
6-3, I'll take that.
So we got a K9 there. They are going to get a track started on the suspects. Interestingly, there's a car that's running across from there. So
2163, I'm in position. I'm in the Agility Engineering Manufacturing lot.
Copy, 2327.
2363. Vehicle is unoccupied. There is a cell phone inside that's running.
So maybe the bad guys lost
Copy,
their
vehicle
car.
is unoccupied, cell phone in the vehicle, and it's left running. 2327.
So we just passed from St. Paul into Maplewood. as we crossed over Lavender. And
2360, do you want to know where that vehicle comes back to?
when we get off on Little Canada Road, we will then be in Little Canada.
License plate Golf. Superior St. Paul. License plate Golf Foxtrot Hotel 425 is coming back to a 2007 Blue Pontiac G6, registered out of St. Paul.
Somebody can get some stock fixing under the tires in case they happen that thing.
Good idea.
2164, I'm at Lake Shore in Bluewood.
So these are all sheriff's deputies that are handling this
Lake
call
Shore,
as
Bluewood,
opposed to
2328.
St. Paul police officers that you heard handling those other calls that we were on. The 2000 numbers are sheriff's
Sheriff's
department
Department someone as
numbers.
far down as Demont and Jackson, and Demont is Canterbury.
So
2372, I think that.
strange situation.
2672 copy.
2163 is a helicopter.
Stand by, we'll check.
6 all there up, but they're helping another agency.
Clear right.
Oh, they're helping. Check LTEC 1, see what they're working on. So
Copy.
they're helping another agency. And Donnie Rindle is always on top of things, isn't he?
And then 2166, we have 6 permission to maybe fire the drone.
2160, yeah.
So
2366. Victim is saying that is a suspect vehicle.
that's the suspect vehicle.
Uh-huh.
Oh, good. They're on foot.
Copy.
then.
Victim is saying that is a suspect vehicle. 2630.
So we're gonna go south since it sounds like they're running south.
2360, was this weapon used?
Yeah, that's a good question. The weapon used. This is there's the car right there.
Third squad with the victim to advise if a weapon was used.
H425.
So I need you to tell me what happened.
Is that the victim?
I think so.
Alright. We are gonna go south.
We're on Lake Shore.
2364, the victim was being uncooperative.
Copy. Victims being uncooperative. 2631.
Well, victim sounded like he had a couple pops himself as we drove by there, don't you think?
Mm-hmm.
So we're down on Jackson here. If they ran south, they just keep running. Here's the squad. Squad down here. He's got the lower end corralled, so let's see if we can flush them out here on any of these side streets.
Copy, and 115, I copy address as well. 2622 Marshall Avenue, 20 plus 12. Party
So this is Lakeshore right here around Rose and Lakeshore, which technically is the street that the robbery occurred on, but this is the other end of it. So you can see the squads, or you can see them up there. If they're, that's right. If they'd be down in that lake. Or run through here. So right now we're going to listen for dogs barking, watch for motion lights coming on.
Bravo 330. Bravo 330. That Marshall Falls probably clear to my detail.
Yeah, dogs
Cancel,
barking
turns out, let you
gives
know.
up a lot of suspect locations.
So this,
Copy. 115, 123.
I'm trying to figure out. There is a long walkway back there.
Copy, no PWC.
I've got to find the entrance. Let me just take a look at Google Maps. Because where they usually end up going, there is a tunnel that goes underneath the freeway. So
272.
2161 making K9 announcements.
272 on 1.
Making K9 announcements, 2333.
My bad. 2233.
well, that's not good.
All right. 165. 165.
Be out at St. Albans and Thomas with a white Chevy Tahoe that fled from me a couple weeks ago. Appears to be unoccupied.
Copy, 2234.
Coming up on us here. Car.
Greetings.
60 to 63.
Jonathan, how are you?
On whether a weapon was used.
Did you talk to the comp at all or not?
Gun was mentioned, not seen.
Yeah.
Gun mentioned, not seen.
Copy, thanks.
Did he seem
Just
like he
for
had
60, I'm gonna
a few
be
pops of his own or not?
Canterbury Drive.
Well, I'm just trying to figure out where they would run to down here.
Weapon was mentioned, not used or seen.
Using Google to try to calculate their escape.
2235.
Huh? So, I mean, there's that big green space back in here.
Yeah.
Are you going to throw the drone up? I thought I heard somebody say they were going to throw the drone up. Is there a chase now?
Yeah,
Copy, Falcon on Ware Street.
Where's that one?
down off of Valley Creek Road.
Copy. Was there a plate on this?
Maplewood or
28 was there. It should be in the event.
Woodbury?
Flight is up in Chisago.
Yeah, what do they got going up there?
We didn't copy.
What do they have going in Chisago?
They were looking for two guys running. I don't know what
Person was first seen.
Speed and a legal U-turn underneath one of the overpasses by Tamarack. Copy. And what was the plate again? I'm sorry. One moment. I'm just gonna look it up in the event.
Plate is Charles 75 X-ray Adam Victor.
Well, if they get it tracked, they got a chance. But outside of that, that's a big area to search down there, man.
Charles 75 X-ray Adam Victor.
60 copies.
That's 2236.
I was thinking there was a path through that section too, but I don't see one.
One was mentioned but not seen.
Yeah.
504, could you hear the description for him? It's not on file.
Copy. The description, it looked like a dark-colored truck. Looks like a white male driver wearing sunglasses, red bandana, a white passenger in the front seats, both to be possibly in their 20s. Last known place was Lake Road. Looks like they might have gone back towards 494.
All right, well, we'll keep looking.
The last
Good
name
to
Lake
see
Road
ya.
from 494.
Thanks.
Affirmative.
I mean, if they get a canine to get back there, outside of that green space, Tough to get in there.
Yeah, that's a lot of territory to cover.
So the good news is the border of Jackson and Demont.
Still in the area. Looks like they possibly went north on, eastbound on Courtly Road.
Copy, eastbound on Corley Road.
If you find it again, don't re-engage in pursuit, but try to box it or something, get another squad.
Copy.
Well, you got a good spot.
Sorry, I didn't know it was you.
That's all right. That's all right. You got a good spot and you got some good lights. Thanks.
I reran the plate. Did it look like a Ford 02 Ford F-150 blue?
Yep, that's correct. Could have been either a dark blue or dark gray.
075 X-ray out of Victor. 075 X-ray out of Victor. On the Ford F-150 blue.
Well, I just got a message at the Wild 1. 4-2 over the Kings. They're on playoff pace.
Nice.
That's good. Well, we'll leave this search to our canine and see how they do.
I'm still seeing spots.
Yeah, I know. Me
Are you
too.
positive it went somewhere on Corley? Not 100% positive, but it looked like that same vehicle description as was following. It was too far ahead. Not 100% positive.
Which department is that?
All right,
I believe Woodbury.
F-250 or somewhere with a amber light bar on top. Southbound 494 from
2160 squad 2 does have the drone. Is it airborne yet?
That sounds about right.
That's you.
Alright, watch for the stairs if you pick it up.
I'm on the truck with I've got the drone in my car.
I think they were getting some out of the back seat. Somebody's got one.
Copy, I'll float down the
You
way.
got to get the infrared one.
Well, I think Don's coming with that one here, so.
There's a lot of space.
It is.
It's a lot of space.
Drone would be nice.
We're gonna leave it to you guys.
You gotta get it up there. You can head back down.
We'll be around, but you know, you got all so many cars here. We'll stay out here for a while.
Yeah, I think we got it.
All right, thanks. Thanks.
Copy.
We're at 2704 Lake.
Copy, 2704 Lake. 2341.
So they're gonna try canine and drone. You got a pretty good perimeter. Got a car with a phone in it that probably belongs to the suspects. That's some good evidence.
Suspects apparently said they had a gun, but one wasn't seen.
115, 154, 2106. So the avenue for left, 23.
This road very often. Sneak around back up to Rice Street.
Yeah, I don't think I have ever been on this road.
Not too many people are. Well, we better start scanning more channels, huh?
Yeah.
Holy mackerel. know, seeing McDonald's makes me think about all the people that have told me I have to improve my diet.
Oh, pshaw.
So we got a guy in our office that, you know, is retired firefighter, kind of a health nut.
161 tracking
you know.
south from the address.
Squad 169 from the DOT.
He walks around the office trying to take people's blood pressure, you know, just to make help. I said, well, okay, let's just assume that my blood pressure ends up being high. You know, then what are you going to do? You're not a doctor. You can't prescribe something.
2150.
Why should I get bad news unless you got a solution?
Right? Still floating in the area right now on Dakota Bridge.
Yeah, we'll take them.
That's what I said. Why do I want bad news if you don't have a solution?
10-4 will now drop the patch with LTAC 1 and discontinue
So
traffic.
he says, well, there's some things you can do when you make your diet better to help. He says, number one, you got to eat beets. There's some chemical in beets.
Beets are supposed to be a miracle food.
Yeah, I've always loved beets.
And the squads for midnight.
But I stopped eating them when I couldn't find my can opener.
465 traffic.
Actually, it wasn't I couldn't find it. You know how sometimes can openers, they bend a little bit, then you don't open the can?
Mm-hmm.
So I got a new can opener. I went and make sure I got some beets. And but he claims beets have some chemical that helps lower your blood pressure.
Huh.
I don't even know if I had high blood pressure, but I've always liked beets anyhow. So I'm starting to eat beets.
Well, there you go. I've never been a big beet fan, although I'm starting to like them more than I used to.
What do you backseaters think? What do you think about beets? Sliced, whole, cubed. I mean, they're not that bad. You put a lot of salt and pepper on them.
Well, we've got a disgusting and a yuck so far.
Well, what is it? What's the chemical in a beet that causes your health to be improved and your blood pressure to drop? Whatever that is.
Well, I said you're not going to find any beets at M&H.
Well, thanks a lot.
Pickled beets.
Pickled beets are good too, yeah. I like those too. I mean, not every day. I do. But as long as I was grabbing beets and I was in this health kick, I grabbed myself a couple bottles of the...
11664 still headed
he's got
southeast in the backyard from Lakeshore.
He's still got a scent. That's good.
Southeast through the backyard.
I grabbed a couple bottles of grapefruit slices.
Okay.
You ever drink those?
No.
I eat them, I mean? Pink
grapefruit? I do like pink grapefruit.
Pink grapefruit slices. I always feel healthier when eating grapefruit. I don't know why. We are back at Larpenter and Rice Street.
High levels of nitrates.
Nitrates? Is that what's in the beets?
That's what they said.
That doesn't sound right. Nitrates don't sound good for you.
This compound relaxes and widens blood vessels, which in turn lowers blood pressure.
Okay, well that makes some sense. Widens blood vessels.
And Steve Lydon says it also improves athletic performance. Well, being the athletes we are, that's good to know.
Well, I've always liked them. Did they ever solve the murder of that young lady here?
Yes.
Yes, they did. They got the videos and everything, that's right. How's it going, gentlemen? What's going on, anything? Just close up?
There's squad to advise if medics still need the stage or if they're cleared in.
Our years of coming to the lamplighter are long gone. You know, hey, who's the owner of the lamp? Now, it used to be Jack Lambert. Do you remember Jack? Who's the owner now?
He might still be the owner.
No, I think he's dead. But who do you guys work for? Who's the manager?
Nurse squad to advise if medics are still needed or if they're cleared in.
Huh. Yeah, we used to know the owner. We worked here since 1977, he and I, in this neighborhood. So,
Negative response.
it's pretty much identical. But all right. It's a good job for security, though, right? Yeah. Oh, there's the alarm. See you guys. Have a good one.
Well, we have a doctor watching, and he says yes on the beats and lowering blood pressure.
How about grapefruits and stimulating your metabolism?
I've heard that.
That's what I've stimulating your metabolism to help burn off other calories. That's what I've heard.
Well, the dog still has the scent.
That's great. If they get them on a foot run, we'll go up there and help out.
Is there anyone working up in CCTV tonight? Checking channel 1.
I guess they want that lane. I guess they prefer to have it to themselves. This is crazy.
Purchase event 1, there's no CCTV currently.
So, 45 miles per hour, no plate. It's a brand new car, huh?
Yeah, looks like it.
There's a lot of haze out tonight.
Yeah, it's very hazy.
You gotta honk at that Charger, and that's not gonna go over too good. What kind of car is that we're following?
I'm not sure. So many of these new ones look alike. I think it was a Chevy.
Never be in that much of a hurry.
Bravo 132 Yoshi. Bravo 132, have a good day.
What do you think? On the way to the gas station? Well, keep an eye on it if you can.
Behind anybody.
No, very, very much in a hurry. But that is the mark of a person who has to use the bathroom. Still up there, fourth car up, third car up.
I can't see it anymore. I'm sure it is. Yep.
All right. Well, let's just when it goes over the hump, we'll sneak up on it. How's that?
Perfect.
I don't even know we're there. I'd say that's
clear right. At least you stop it. That's a good thing.
Get yours off.
It's a Kia.
2400 traffic, Rice and Como. White Kia, no plate, southbound.
Copy, Rice and Como, white Kia, no plate, station southbound at 2352. 224. 224.
Disregard, looks like 225, Toby.
Affirmative. 225, I copy and route to the systematic exit 202 West 7th at the Oxbow for a man down on the sidewalk wearing a blue hoodie, blue jeans, and white shoes at 2355.
And 224, we're going to go as well. That's our assigned detail line.
Copy at 2355.
Well, I'm confident she's going to drive slower. What do you think?
I'm convinced.
I'm missing a flashlight, though.
Oh, you got it? I saw you had it plugged in.
No, that's this one.
You had your other one earlier.
I know. Well, I got it. A lot of equipment. Radio?
Yep.
2400, we're clear.
That's 2357.
Brand new car. She did have a license plate in the rear left. She was at the foundry earlier tonight, but went up to the Flame Burger there in Roseville.
And in a hurry to get home and eat it hot?
Yep. In a hurry to get home and eat it hot. So, I'll be advised on that call. Tobacco shop's doing great business tonight.
Always do good business here, I swear.
Happy birthday to David Sanders. David, ran into your son, I think, today. He asked me to wish you happy. I think he thinks you're 56. I told him you look 49. David Sanders, happy birthday. Leave one of the LTACs on, huh?
You want me to do it, or you want to do it?
Well, you can. I would put it on your LTAC and then just scan. Your scan button. So we're having a relatively quiet night. I don't think it's going to stay that way, though. I got to be honest. These things go in waves. Like my 15-year-old says, nothing happens till 12:15.
224. 224. We are code 4 for medics. If you send anyone, this person's highly impaired, unable to move. Code 4 for medics at 0 minutes.
Well, I just missed it. Carl Royce turned 74 today.
Oh, my goodness.
Lives over on Thomas Avenue.
Happy birthday.
And Courtney Sisma just turned 41 right now.
Happy birthday.
As it clicked over to midnight. Happy birthday, Courtney.
$2372. Do we have any description of the victim?
It's gonna be a white male, maybe in his 40s. He's got like a yellow jacket and a backpack, black shirt.
We got another robbery?
Alright.
He's got a black gator, Under Armour baseball hat. The yellow he put in his backpack, so he's in basically all dark clothing. He's homeless.
Alright.
Well, when it gets up into the 80s, I'm sure it'll be a lot.
How are you? Good.
273.
Ah.
For your report, big marks downtown, guys. 286.
Right here is good.
At 2 minutes.
Want to grab one?
Thank
Thank you.
Copy, have a
Oh,
nice
thank you so much. That's
Thank
very
you.
kind of you.
Have a great night. Thank you very much. God
Take
bless. Your car looks good. It's cleaner than mine. It looks really good.
Looks good.
Have a really good night, bud. Thank you. Well, perfect timing.
For sure.
What was I saying about that health food?
5181 towards the river.
Well, so much for that.
2 minutes.
I want to know if I've always had great luck with grapefruit. In terms of getting a little extra energy.
Yeah.
Got some more birthdays there, Count?
Yeah. Let's give it some shout outs here. Jesse Fry turned 25 on the 22nd. Sammy Yarborough is going to be 60 on the 28th. Kurt Jurgens, happy birthday coming up on the 27th. Kristen Blair, today, April 24th. Just turned 28. Happy birthday, Kristen.
28 years old.
I kind of remember when I was 28.
Well, we remember. The problem is,
Circumstances of an uncooperative victim.
As soon as we look in the
if you
mirror,
guys
we
have
forget.
Other matters, you can go ahead and do that. If you want to hang out, that's fine. And yeah, I don't think we need to extend our resources here. So if you have
Keep reading
anything
there,
to do,
buddy.
go ahead and do it.
All right, David Frampton turned 51 on April 21st from Dorset County, United Kingdom.
Copy, thanks, guys.
Ronnie Mund turned 81 on the 18th of April. Rosemary Cassikert of St.
Rosemary. How are you? Happy birthday. Rosemary's an old friend of mine.
Paul turned 89 on
Yep.
April 16th.
Yeah, we've known each other
Congratulations.
for 40 some years.
Well, Monica and Keith, husband and wife. Monica turned 52 on April 23rd, and Keith, her husband, turned 52 the very next day. That was yesterday. She turned 52. Keith just now turned 52. Happy birthday to you both.
Well, Monica was smart of you to marry a younger man.
Well, yesterday was the first birthday of Sophie Dalton. That's a viewer's dog.
Oh.
Well, happy birthday to you, Sophie Dalton. John Marco, happy birthday. Colby Stafford turned 16 on April 19th. Scott Kramer coming up on May 28th will be 63. Happy birthday coming up, Scott. Mitzi had her birthday on April 21st. Hunter on the 20th. Angie Schiller yesterday, the 23rd, turned 47. And Hunter turned 5. Happy birthday to you all. Nikki on April 19th. Kathy on the 17th, turned 45. Happy birthday to you both. Peggy will be turning 80 on April 26th. Lives in St. Paul. Happy birthday, Peggy. Cody B. turned 14 on April 22nd.
Did you say Kathy turned 45 from Orlando, right?
From Orlando.
Kathy, Orlando is one of my favorite cities, mostly because Disneyland is there. Disney World, I mean. But also, it's just a nice part of the country. Central Florida. You don't get much snow there. You really don't. The hurricanes are worn out by the time they hit. It's a good spot.
Lisa Doffing turned 55 on April 19th. Stella from Washington State had her birthday on April 2nd.
Happy birthday.
Chris from Springfield, Missouri is turning 39 on April 28th. John from Seattle, 49 he turned on April 21st. Here's a belatedly wishing you happy birthday, Nathan. You turned 30 on March 6th. From Steinbach, Manitoba. Brian Schultz had his birthday on April 9th from Eau Claire, Wisconsin.
I'm just going to interrupt you for a minute. Remember, save those last 5. I'm just going to tell our viewers one of the fascinating things that our analysts do now is they check social media, and sometimes they check social media as themselves. Sometimes they check social media as an undercover personality. I don't think there's any secret there, but there's a lot of information on social media. People, Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, they're telling their whole lives pretty much in social media. So Pat and I didn't know that Darius Brown was the same person that was killed at that incident. We didn't know, but Jelly Joe Miller came in that next morning and he looked up Darius Brown's Facebook page. And there he found Darius Brown on a video celebrating at the Foundry in his video, and he noticed that the Day-Glow pants, that's how he put the pieces together.
Right.
And so that was a fascinating piece to the whole puzzle. But who he was celebrating with, Darius Brown was partying at the Foundry with. He was with
perimeter squads. Anybody still up eyes on the victim?
He was with Johnny Baby, Johnny Price.
And Jonathan is watching us right now.
Yeah, Johnny Price. Johnny Price was sitting with him at the bar. It's just this amazing thing. So Joe tells me that. I give Johnny a call. We're just shaking our head. We can't believe the poor guy died, later that night.
Unknown occupied. Further caller that leaves the house.
Jonathan Price is
46 Winnipeg.
One of the nicest guys I've ever met. And he owned Johnny Babies, and of course that eventually closed. But I would love if he would reopen it right up here. Right up here a little bit. But he's a very talented community guy, Johnny is. And so if I asked him if he's going to open up another bar because Tin Cups was selling, et cetera, and he says, no, I'm not. He said, but I want to make a difference in the community. That's the kind of guy he is. He wants to make a difference in the community.
Information
So,
squads on a suspicious call.
one way.
41 Jackson Street.
I'm listening to the radio, guys.
Called
Sorry.
to say about a minute ago. Male walking northbound Jackson towards Little Canada Road.
Oh.
It's gonna be a black male, mid-20s, 6 foot thin build, wearing a dark hooded sweatshirt and white shorts.
That's the suspect.
There we go.
There you go. There's a suspect on the call walking. Oh my goodness. So anyhow, Johnny, a smart guy, community-based. Everybody knows him. Great personality.
Yep, yeah, 10 minutes.
He might run for city council.
Oh, that would be nice.
That would be awesome, wouldn't it?
Yes, it would.
10 minutes.
That would be awesome if he could run for city council. And I think a lot of people would get behind him. You know?
Oh, I think so too.
Yeah.
I used to visit him a lot up at the bar there.
So Johnny, if you do that, we think you'd be a great city council person. And I know you haven't made any decisions about your next step in life, but whatever you do, you'll be successful at. And we're both really glad to know you.
Well, Melissa Jo Cost wants a shout out to her and to her sister Ashley Appelt, who's a flight nurse for Mayo Clinic. Apparently they both have birthday on May 5th.
And additional information from the new caller now came out from the pool side of the address 121 County Road C.
Interesting. 121 County Road C, poolside. Yeah, I know right where that is. But the road goes through.
2362.
Nothing heard, clear assist.
Alright, we're going to have to get up there and help find the suspect. You good with that?
Yes, indeed.
We got a suspect from the robbery that's on the loose. We got people seeing him. We got a lot of cars up there already, but my guess is he'll probably end up breaking into some other business.
Oh, can't forget this. Mike Youngers and his wife Barb celebrated their 20th wedding anniversary on April 21st. Congratulations to you both. And Mike, thank you for how much help you give us.
You're awesome, Mike.
On our Live on Patrols. I'm going to bring this up for updates.
Whoops.
Whoa.
We almost witnessed an accident there.
That was a close call.
What's the moral of that story? Don't pass a guy. Don't turn around a guy in the right lane. We got any more info?
This is apparently.
Yep.
I'm going to switch location to Rice Street and County with each other.
So it sounded like he came out from poolside on County Road C, right?
Yep.
I know that area pretty good. So the truth is, poolside's driveway runs right through their business, and it goes from the Little Canada side to the County Road C side.
And it sounds like he went on to Jackson.
Jackson was that one we were on.
Mm-hmm.
Well, as long as we got a loose suspect, we're going to go out and help our squad and see if we can find something. I bet you can't find the caller's number in that comment, can you? Or can you? let's call
3270 code 4.
Yeah. Want me to dial it in there?
Yeah.
Squad 217. 217. Sending a warrant to call to your laptop. And if 200 or 202 could look at it as well. 217 copy.
Break.
15 minutes.
Hey Greg, this is the sheriff's office. So, can you tell us where you last saw this party? Okay.
Available with shows all that EPB and the free of
Copy at 16 minutes.
Two cars, you mean squad cars?
102 copy. Parked in private dangerous condition at Taylor Avenue in Fulton. Railroad is reporting 52,000 remain on the main track for all participants close to the start building.
How long ago was this? I mean, how long before you called?
Going to Park 3rd by 15.
You did good. We appreciate it. But you saw him come out of Poolside onto County Road C, not onto.
2870 Jackson Street. I just had a citizen come out and said about 20 minutes ago somebody was in his backyard. Things pulled on his car doors trying to get in and went behind the property. Wait for a squad. We'll back there and check it.
Oh, so you're watching us on Live on Patrol?
Thanks, Live on Patrol.
Copy.
And also if the trooper wants to swing this way, it seems like we're getting quite a few calls. Citizens back over in this area where more people walking around.
He was definitely going north, though. On Jackson, okay.
Trooper, sir, good night.
Very helpful.
Turn at 2870 Jackson residence.
Well, that was nice of him. Got home and he saw something was going on because of the squad, so he turned on Live on Patrol and
nice.
Found about the suspect and thought he should make a call on what he saw.
Awesome.
The suspect was definitely going north, which is right by where...
Central Squad, channels 2 and 3 are past that. Console 2 for a break in 18
right
minutes.
where the squad just reported someone was in his backyard, right?
Yep.
Got the address on that one?
Nope.
He didn't post it yet?
Nope.
What was the address on Jackson that the suspect was in the backyard?
Oh, 3871. No visual. This info's about 20 minutes old. Just one in the backyard. They kind of check and move east and westbound between the yards.
Tried a car door, so he's looking for a car to steal.
Sometimes they call for help, but if he left his phone in the car...
Right.
You know, so originally they thought they all went south. Which this makes a little more sense, anyhow.
We're looking for a gray hoodie and white shorts on this guy.
Now, will say this, that there definitely is a path.
Serve right to the officers at 2870 Jackson. I don't see anything in that wooded area ahead of you there.
Clear.
Did you see the new video dedicated to you?
I did not.
Clear, 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 clear. Alright, so Lakeshore to the left, that's where the robbery took place. Poolside's right down here. Poolside runs in between both of these. And so this is where the exit would be for Poolside, right here on the back side.
Okay.
This is Parkview Court, which is of course possible, and then this is Jackson Street here, where the suspect was supposedly seen down here. He said it was way at the end, right?
Yeah. This is interesting.
This car?
Yeah.
You don't think it's a squad?
No,
Yellow light?
definitely not.
Yellow light?
Yeah.
Light them up. Kirby Puckett.
Hi, how you doing? Say, we got a situation going on out here. Are you, do you live in the neighborhood here?
Province.
I'm sorry?
I live right in the province.
In the
Province apartments over here.
Province Apartments?
Yes.
Yeah, but is this the way to get to them, or did you miss your turn?
So I'm parking right here.
Right here? Sounds good. They're over there, but this is definitely not the parking lot for them.
Yeah.
So
I lost the plate during that.
we'll go back.
I think I got it.
189, are you able to get to the track from there, or do you got to go all the way down?
Definitely not.
I think we gotta go all the way down under the hill.
No, we'll go back and get the plate. If she stays there and walks over, that would be good. I don't know why people would ever park there.
Is that a Trailblazer?
Delta Delta Whiskey 837. Little path to the provinces. But this gentleman did say that the suspect they were looking for was at the end of this street, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that a citizen or a cop? Cop. Cop. Alright, so alright, this is the trail I was telling you about. This is where I'd go.
2150.
You ready?
Yeah.
2150.
This is
I think we don't really have any this guy pinned down at all, pinpointed. So I think state, they can clear. Appreciate the help, and we can break down the perimeter at this time. We're gonna have a drone up searching the area briefly, but let's break it down.
Copy, Trooper 8 and perimeter squads can clear at 24 minutes.
2400 to Phil. Can you have a squad go to the other side of the freeway where that path exits out? At the end of Jackson here, there's that path that leads both ways, but We're just going to check the path before we leave.
60 copies. Yeah, somebody wants to help the sheriff out. We'll get that done.
2166 and 65 are right over here. We'll drive on the back.
Did you understand what he said?
No.
So, this path actually goes through a tunnel to the other side of the freeway. And I've chased a few suspects through here.
Yeah.
I don't know if he knows it, but if you got down here, you know, what the heck, right? I mean, it's right at where he was last seen.
Mm-hmm.
So... look on your maps, you'll see where we are. There's a trail here. Back side of the house is where he was last seen. I don't even know if we'll fit. I remember. Keep it in front of me because the trail comes up, but there's a cul-de-sac that goes. See, there's water down here.
Mm-hmm.
There's water down there.
Yep, there's a gate.
This is where I was thinking of doing though. There's a path down here, and then it goes through a tunnel to the other side of the freeway.
2163. I'm going to be checking out a vehicle in the Caribou lot. 539 Victor Paul Whiskey.
Happy checking on a vehicle in the Caribou lot. 26 minutes.
$21.66.
21.66.
I think you can cancel Tim 1 for now. And can 2400 advise if he's down here on the path, and if so, which direction did he go?
What do you say?
Which direction did we go on the path?
We went east and southeast from Jackson, where the trail starts at the end. And that the trail will come up on the street, but there's that culvert that sometimes they go through where the creek is. But we went east, we went southeast. Someone could probably check the trail the other way too, but we'll turn around, go back and check the northwest.
Yeah, I'm on the north. $21.63. The vehicle activity is unrelated.
Copy. Vehicle's unrelated. 28 minutes.
So that's the freeway there, and that creek goes underneath it.
It's about 2010.
There's a big culvert down there.
Okay.
Right to ground units.
2150 go.
Yeah, there's a 153 Little Canada Road. There's an apartment complex. There's a parking lot back there and a bunch of garages. Next to that set of garages is 4 dumpsters with lids open. One of them is giving off a pretty good heat source.
All right,
there we go.
60 copies. Squad's en route. Just call it out.
660 start.
6-7.
2163.
right up here.
Get somebody over on Jackson in case they jump out of the dumpster and run. 2166 is coming from Jackson. Come through the playground into the back of 153.
Very leftover Flameburger.
Six five to helicopter. Where are these dumpsters?
Times 153.
They're going to be behind this apartment complex. There's garages. On the south side of the garages is 4 dumpsters, all side by side. It's showing an address of 153 Little Canada Road. There's a squad turning towards them right now.
Copy that, send to me.
There should be 4 dumpsters straight ahead off to your 11 o'clock there. The one on the far right is getting off a pretty good heat source. I can't tell what it is, but that's the only one that's doing that.
6-6 on that dumpsters.
Copy.
2165. I believe that's going to be the 4183 Little Canada Road, Fleur Royale. There's a fence between us and the dumpsters right now.
What the hell? I don't know where it is now. There's garages there. Should we just try?
Yeah, I believe a squad that just pulled up in front of them now. Again, the one on the right has the top open. There's a significant amount of heat coming from inside.
I think I should try to drive through that little gap.
I think you could get. I think
And
you
you are
could get
checking
through it.
yeah, you checked that one, the one with the heat source already.
I'm tempted to stay down here in case he runs his way.
Hey, Vern.
It's quite a little quiet area, isn't it? I mean, it's kind of nice.
Mm-hmm.
And if that is negative, Super 8 has nothing, we will be clearing anytime.
Well, that's negative.
Yep, dumpsters are clear.
We won't hurry
Thanks,
up.
Trooper. We appreciate it.
Go down this way and see what we can find down here, huh?
Yeah.
In case he went. I do think, I mean, he was seen going to the end of Jackson. If there was a trail there, you'd get on the trail and just keep moving, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Ramsey County Central will be taking down the patch with MA Type 1, 33 minutes.
Well, that's not any good,
Well,
is it?
another fence.
See if that one's locked, will you?
Yep.
There might not be a lock on that one. Looks like
Oh.
it. Huh?
Yep. There's a padlock on there.
But how about this end? Let's just check it. See, there's a loose chain there.
Yep, I'll check.
I don't know. You're probably right. What's that go?
I'll be en route to 1411 with a tow in the vehicle.
Copy at 34 minutes.
Well, it's definitely a nice little private area.
It's for 2010.
Go ahead.
You can check your messages when you have a chance from a ECC supervisor.
Will do it.
Thank you. 35 minutes.
So that is South Owasso Boulevard right in front of us there. We're going to have to go back to get out the other way. But actually right across the street is our patrol station.
Huh.
One of them, you know.
Right.
2010, that might be a better call for 2160 to make. I'd be happy to do it, but I'll pass it on to the sergeant.
Copy, thank you.
An area check on 51st Street on a suspicious that occurred an hour ago. On camera, cops saw that nails came to the back door, looked around, trying to get in the egress window. She does not think they were successful. Requested the area check. And let me know if it's
Yeah, I'll take another squad.
Is this it right here?
I believe so.
Yeah.
65 units clear. QA and just 12.
Cabby 312.
Alright, thanks. 2165.
2165.
Is that?
I'm verifying with the TC now. Stand by.
We're in the forest of no return. You know what movie that was? I mentioned it before. That's from Babes in Toyland. We're in the forest of no, where they kidnap that one guy. And then they go to try to find him. And he's in the forest of no return.
Huh.
Jackson and Maple Lane.
For 165, it's going to be the original caller.
Copy, I'm out of the address.
At 37 minutes.
37 minutes. Amazingly quiet, right?
Yes, it is.
Amazingly quiet. Not just quiet with a Q. Amazingly quiet.
Capital A and a capital Q.
Little Canada is really a mixture of a lot of businesses and residences. They probably have the greatest mixture of all of our contract cities.
You're on one?
Well.
Oh, I was gonna, that's right. I'm staying on LTAC and scanning.
It's so slow we can all scan. Well. Nice of the helicopter to help out. Valuable resource. How's it look there?
Good.
So this is the driveway.
Oh, that
inside is clear.
That goes to pool side right here. The gate's closed, but
Copy, 39 minutes.
it's great business there, by the way, if you need chemicals I told you I got a hot tub a year ago.
Yeah.
Because of my age.
Is that where you got it?
Huh?
Is that where you got it?
Yes.
Ah.
Yeah. Poolside. Very nice people. Great company. It was under warranty too, so they a little problem with it. They came out and fixed it up. Gave me a mild scolding for not keeping my chemicals proper.
Old Kettle River Road. I've never heard of that.
Originally, it was a present for me.
Yeah.
The hot tub. But now I have a 15-year-old who's going to be 16 in a month.
Well, I got a feeling I know who's in there a lot with his friends.
Yeah. Let's have a quiz. Let's have a backseater quiz. We should have more quizzes.
Have it for you 1 minute.
By the way, we're back on Rice Street. Okay, speaking of hot tubs, who was the candidate for governor that got himself in trouble in a swimming pool? And what were the circumstances?
Have it for you 1 minute.
Candidate for governor got himself in trouble in a swimming pool, and what were the circumstances?
All right, we're waiting to hear the answer to this one.
That's question number one. Part number two is that particular incident resulted in who getting elected governor in the state of Minnesota. It's funny how fate would have it.
2166.
True story.
Maybe primary, something clear for.
Have it 42 minutes.
Got any answers there yet?
Not yet.
Oh, for crying out loud. Candidate for governor got himself in trouble because of a swimming pool. Flameburger open 24 hours.
224.
How's it going?
We'll do another PPV at Tom Reed's.
Copy at 43 minutes.
We get any answers yet?
I don't know.
There it goes. Grunseth, John Grunseth. That is correct.
Oh, I remember that name. John Grunseth, 1990.
And what was it that happened?
Got a request from MTZ to check your messages when you're able to.
So what was the story? How did he get in trouble?
42 minutes.
Was it the pool? Or was it...
315.
.856 Magnolia Avenue.
5188.
Comp never gave the address. This will be within 5 meters. Open line where the TC heard screaming. Get out of my house. Finally, the comp came
All right,
phone
so
and
here's
said
the
it's
scoop.
life or death. Send police and then hung up.
You guys can Google it, look it up. I think if somebody should. There we go. Swimming in a pool with young women. That's correct.
And 315 just got a call into the residence again.
Somebody said, wasn't there a song that said, "Ooh, Mr.
Not
Grunseth"?
answering any questions.
I don't know about that one.
852 Magnolia.
I don't know.
He was in a pool with a young teenage girl.
Well, that in and of itself wouldn't be a problem, right? Except, well, I'm just gonna.
Daughter's friends in the hot tub with him. Lack of swimwear.
The lack of swimwear. Now we're getting somewhere. Lack of swimwear. Apparently there was some skinny dipping going on with young people.
We are buffering bad.
Nude swimming.
Now we're back.
So, here's the story.
Nude swimming with a teenage girl.
This is the way politics works. That was at the time where parties were becoming more, beginning of when they're becoming more polarized. And John was the conservative candidate and endorsed. He was the standard bearer at the time. However, once he was forced to withdraw, the party then endorsed Arnie Carlson. And Governor Arnie Carlson, who was a very fine governor, by the way, was always seen as too liberal for the party. So he could never get the endorsement for governor, although he had the endorsement for state auditor. But in this case, they endorsed Arnie Carlson, and he went on to get successfully elected. Anybody got any more facts there?
Well, somebody said there actually was a song. KQRS made a Gruncest song to the tune of a Two Live Crew song. Ooh, Mr. Gruncest. And it says he also ended up losing his job at Ecolab over it.
Yeah. Well, the moral of the story is, when in a pool, keep your clothes on. Yeah. Who knows the truth of it, but this is the thing, you know. That was way before the Me Too movement, and he had to step down. But Arnie Carlson did a great job. I mean, he was a moderate Republican, and people on both sides of the aisle said, you know, it was great to have somebody that could bridge the gap.
Reading of the burglary, 2 males are trying to break into the old AT&T store on the ground level. Both are wearing puffy jackets. One has a hat on. One has something in their hand.
AT&T store.
It appears to be a metal object. 124.
1309 University.
174, I'll head there too. 47.
Some of you,
can we verify if they're on the university side or on the north side in the parking lot?
Some of you guessed Jesse Ventura ended up becoming governor, but the Jesse Ventura story is more fascinating than anything. Because Jesse Ventura ran as the Independence Party, and he was running against a DFLer and a Republican. So, backseaters, here's your trivia quiz. Who was the DFLer running against Jesse Ventura in the general election, and who was the Republican running against Jesse Ventura? And try to do this without looking it up on Google.
You have to do this from your memory.
Obviously, we can't enforce that. We're westbound on Larpenteur. We're headed to a burglary in progress down on University and Hamlin. It'll take us a little while to get there, but we are going to head in that direction because they did see people breaking in, and if they flee, they're going to need to set a perimeter.
Clear.
Who ran against Jesse Ventura when he got elected governor? Skip Humphrey. Are you reading these? Come on.
I just went, it just popped up there, sir.
I can't try and read.
Skip Humphrey and Norm Coleman.
That's correct. Skip Humphrey was a DFL candidate, Attorney General for the state of Minnesota, and Norm Coleman, Mayor, Republican candidate, Mayor of the city of St. Paul.
So would it be Skip's son who's the Minneapolis officer? I know that Hubert Humphrey has a grandson who's a Minneapolis officer.
I don't know the answer to that. That's a very good question. Very good question.
You're clear. No updates on this.
So we're in Ward 5 right now. We're southbound on Lexington in Ward 5 of the St. Paul city of St. Paul. And Janice Rettman served here for a while before becoming county commissioner. And Amy Brenmone is the Ward 5 council member here now. However, who was the first Ward 5 council member? First Ward 5 city council member, and in 1980, the voters of St. Paul decided they would have a ward system instead of an at-large system. So there were 7 wards created, and in 1982, they elected 7 city council members from each of the 7 wards. And who was the first Ward 5 city council member? Turn that music on. Got any guesses up there?
Well, somebody said, thank God it's not Carol Baskin.
Yeah.
Jim Ryder.
Jim was not the first. He was not the first. Great council member, but not the first.
Bob Fletcher.
No, Bob was the first in Ward 4. Bob Fletcher was the first in Ward 4, but this is Ward 5.
Norm Coleman.
Norm never served on the city council. He jumped right from Solicitor General under Humphrey, which was kind of funny. He used to work for Humphrey. He was always a Democrat, and then he became a Republican, ran for mayor.
Hugo Massans.
Hugo Massans is the correct answer. Hugo Massans.
Dave Anfang, who gets a lot of these right.
Oh, good. Hugo Massans and his lovely wife, Dorothy. Great people.
2161, 2163, and come here north of the alarm. 1401 County Road. H2 is Otter Lake Elementary. Is Arbor Silence.
Strong support of labor. Hugo.
3 minutes.
He used to chair the HRA. His favorite line was, very well then. Very well then. So I remember one day Hugo called me, said, they're cutting the trees down on Lexington Avenue. Remember they used to have, this road used to be narrower and there were larger trees here?
Mm-hmm.
Well, they were remodeling the road and they didn't tell any of the council members that a previously approved plan before we got there was to cut all the large trees down and widen the road. Hugo and I unsuccessfully fought to get it stopped. Trying to save the trees. 1309, no, is there cars there? Or what do they got going?
Looks like they're there. They may have 2 at the rear.
Okay.
1309.
Remember, Lexington is 1100 west. Every street there is 60 numbers. So Griggs will bring us to 1220. The next street will bring us to 1280. 1309 will be in the back here somewhere. Might as well hit the alley, huh?
Yeah.
2555 Snelling, this is Sunrise Assisted Living from 207. Medics on a 93-year-old female, conscious breathing.
Where was the squad?
Rolled out
Was
of
that
bed and
going?
hit her mouth in the nightstand.
So we got two at the back here. Seems to be a little bit of discussion. Tom Reese is working.
Zero 5.
315.
From St. Kansas House to Southwood.
2363.
Okay.
A little bit of loud talking, wouldn't you say there, Patrick?
Yeah. Rather animated.
2363.
You dust protest too much.
2172, I can take that call for 2363.
Katie from Watertown. You're going to turn 54 on April 28th. Happy birthday.
The customer was approached while walking to her car, and suspect stole her car keys. 57 minutes.
Where was that on?
What channel was that on?
Central.
As in county?
I think so, but it could be merged up there. It could be any suburban call. Suspect stole their car keys. I think they were gonna. That's not very many calls out there, is it?
Mm-mm.
That's it?
That's it.
Oh my goodness, I haven't seen it that short. We better go off the air so that more calls can come in. Anyhow, they're arguing with these two guys that are possible suspects in this attempted burglary. It looks like they could be homeless, right, Pat? Is that what you're...
That's my feel.
Doesn't mean they aren't suspects in the burglary. Well, there's some young ladies. It's out way past curfew.
1053 East County Road D. The
Apartment buildings are in.
Yep. Mom went outside to turn on her vehicle, and an unknown suspect stole her car keys.
Huh. Well, not totally impossible. That's a suspect from the others.
Right.
Tommy, what's going on?
Nothing. Intoxicated people that were shutting the doors at the old AT&T store, and then.
So thanks for saying you liked that kid's video. We're live right now, by the way.
Oh,
so
okay.
Did you like that? Okay.
Well, I heard it. I didn't get to see it. So.
Oh, well, there's no visual. It's
No
all
visual.
just
Yeah,
song.
no, it was good.
That's nice that
you know.
they made something like that, huh?
Yeah, that's wonderful. No one's made any music about me yet,
We
but I don't think that'll happen.
we gotta do. Well, you are an icon.
I don't know about that.
Hey, I just want to know, was your kid one of the ones that walked out of Creedon?
My youngest is a junior in college.
I know that
yes,
now.
Yeah.
I-94 westbound. I'm not sure from where.
Speed's 112, still no traffic. 312, I'm going to be coming up to I-94. 9130, terminate the pursuit. Terminate pursuit. I'll be terminating at County Road 136 and 94.
County Road 136.
No idea where that chase was.
Oh, still going westbound. Speed over 100.
While we were sitting there, somebody sent us a text about Roger Goswitz.
St. Cloud will be clear of LTAC 1 at 101.
Roger took the place of, he had Ward 6 for a short period of time. Nicosia ward. I think that was why Nicosia got appointed to work. Yeah, I'm not positive. Roger Goswitz represented Nicosia's ward for a while. But Chris went to work for the city.
212 investigate.
212, go ahead.
Well, Courtney Sisma, you missed the first shout out, but we'll do a rare second shout out for you since you missed it. Happy 41st birthday today.
What time is it?
Oh, good question. It is 1:02.
Well, we gotta log off in 10 minutes. And then we'll be back. Where our 4-hour time limit is coming up.
Flight 128.
Another one on ILTAC 2.
856 Thomas Avenue for a disturbance. Reported loud music outside and several people going in and out of the building from the back of the building. 103.
We have the car stop now. 2 at gunpoint, the driver is here.
Copy 2 at gunpoint, hold near.
That one got stopped, huh?
Yep.
Going towards the Twin Stadium along the railroad track.
So what you're hearing is the transmissions on Law Enforcement Tactical Channel 2. We're never 100% sure where they're at because they just grabbed that channel for multiple agency use in the area. It could be anywhere in the state of Minnesota. Usually they're in the metro area.
Someone just said it's
4-4 copy, set up at the perimeter. There's 2 at large, correct?
St. Cloud. Not sure.
424, it's gonna be 1 at large, 1 black male, dreads, it looks like.
Copy, 1 black male with dreads, still at large.
Four, start calling out your positions, please.
There we go.
This is on 424.
424.
We have the 2 passengers in custody. He also started a traffic car. They rammed our squad.
Copy, 2 passengers in custody. I'll check on the traffic car for the Ramsey squad.
So the previous chase was St. Cloud that got terminated.
Okay.
161, I'll be at 6th Avenue.
161 copy.
425, we ended up in front of 401 8th Street 1.
401 8th Street 1.
What direction did the other guy run? And dispatch, can you maybe help us out with the map on where we can start our further?
425, he ran southbound, just probably like southeast of 401 8th Street. It's down an embankment.
Well, during the break, we are going to get some gasoline. Because if we get in a chase...
44, he ran west from our location.
We're going to run out, Pat. Check it out there.
Oh, yeah, we need gas.
We're going to run out.
Copy westbound along the light rail tracks.
Possibly under the Twin Stadium, if that's the case.
Okay.
It's going to be the North Star line, not the light rail.
Okay. So
downtown Minneapolis.
They got gas pumps over there, too.
We're not shy to go to Minneapolis.
I don't know, you know, if
424, we got residents
if you're going to come back
of our location in the apartment buildings across from the railroad tracks, saying that the male possibly ran into the underground garage.
Oh, great.
Copy in the underground garage across the street from the railroad tracks.
Is that a parking garage or like an apartment underground garage, or what are you talking about here?
Yeah, it's an apartment complex, and it sounds like there might be an underground garage. We can't get to it, but they're saying he went down towards the covered garage.
424, do you have that address?
Ask what the address is there so we can get cops to that location.
Well, I got you a whole jar of jelly beans.
424.
For me?
Yeah, Kenny Brennan
We're going to be on 401 8th Street.
called me and said, I got a jar of jelly beans for Pat.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah, and he's exactly what he said is about 1 o'clock I hear him start yawning.
424. The residents are saying it's the Dock Street.
He obviously needs a little more sugar. So he gave you a whole jar of jelly beans. So I got to get that to you. Thanks, Ken, for that. You got to keep Pat
The Dock
awake.
Street apartments are 337 Washington Avenue.
And it's a multi-flavor one. There's like 20 different flavors in there.
They should be arriving.
They have a popcorn flavored jelly bean.
I'm arriving. I'm where I wanted. It's a bit confusing.
If the suspect ran into the underground garage at the Dock Street Flats, that address is 337 Washington Avenue North.
337 Washington Avenue.
What time is it right now?
424.
Information for officers.
109.
There's no gun in plain view in this car. We haven't gone through it.
Sign off here in a minute.
But this
Hope you
was
can
taken
come
at
back
gunpoint,
with
so
us.
you
We're about 2 minutes from our gas pump. We're going to grab some gas. I don't think we need too many other nourishments. We'll have one of those nice little, whatever that item was that young man gave us.
Throw on a fresh pair of gloves and
we'll be back pretty soon.
And just a little update for you. The chase in downtown Minneapolis was of a vehicle that had been carjacked at gunpoint. And they have 2 passengers in custody. The driver's at large. And the gun they used for the carjacking is not in the car. So they believe the suspect is out-armed.
That's a problem.
957, did you get a location to respond to?
So we're going to be shutting down, folks. We'll see you in 5 to 10 minutes.
I need an officer who last